All right, what's going on, everyone? All right, I'm going to bring some people up here.
We got NFP that just came up on stage. YVR, give us a quick wave if you want to get up here. Isabelle.
Hey, everybody.
YVR, how are you this evening?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Amazing. We had an NFP raid of our Discord this afternoon.
Oh, that's a good thing.
That's a great thing. Knocked us off our seat. It's amazing. Love it. Let's pull Senator up here. Hero, you want to kick us off?
Hear me?
It's pretty ruggy, bro.
It was pretty funny last night when I was talking and then he was talking and he couldn't hear any of us. So hopefully that's not going to happen again tonight.
You know what's funny is every time I'm at his house, he just brags about how fast his internet is.
All right, what about now?
We can hear you. It's good.
All right, yes, that did happen, YVR. I could only hear Wes. I couldn't hear you, and then everyone kept laughing, and I couldn't hear them laugh. I could just see them laugh, and it was a whole thing. So hopefully my connection is going to be okay for the next 1 to 2 to 7 hours, however long we stay in the space. I'm just going to kind of kick it off and set the room. We are Nomad Blvd, and we are launching next week. We are a 3,500 project based on the work of Isabelle Lago, who is on stage with us. She's going to speak a little bit about her art, her background, and all of that. And we are collaborating with 15 other NFT artists like Wes Henry, Gabe Weiss, Chantel Martin, Claire Salvo, Brian Morris, some of the heavy hitters in the NFT space and beyond, and also some artists that are emerging or less well-known in the NFT space. We are, of the 16 artists, including Isabelle, 50% women. 50% of our artists are from underrepresented backgrounds, and inclusion is one of our core pillars at Nomad Blvd. And so when we were sharing some details about what we're all about, our artist community, our collector community, when we were meeting in Miami with some of the people from Taffy and NFP, it was immediately obvious that we were mission aligned, value aligned, and in a position to really help support each other's projects and cross pollinate some incredible people from around the world. So I am really, really excited to share the stage tonight with NFP, Non-Fungible People. Some of our favorite Discord moments happened in the last 5-6 hours since the Twitter Spaces post. I think that this team and kind of the parent company, everyone I've met from the company is just world class. Really, really excited about it. And I also want to congratulate NFP, the team, and the entire community for successfully selling out. Unsurprisingly, but successfully selling out, and keeping a strong floor and a strong message. And I think this is literally just the beginning. So if Nomad Blvd and NFP can continue to work together and support each other, I think that's rising tide lifts all NFT projects. And we've got a bunch of questions for them and a bunch of stuff to announce. Before we do, I just want to take a pause and say hello to some of the people on the stage. Does everyone want to just kind of unmute for a second and say hello, a little bit about you and your involvement with either Nomad and or Non-Fungible People?
Sure, I can start. I'm Morgan. I am on the Non-Fungible People team. I have been doing some of the project management for the collection along with, from the Non-Fungible People side, I've been hosting the Non-Fungible People Twitter Spaces. So it's great to be up here with you, and excited to talk with all of you. And great to see Senator Greaves, and I see a bunch of other NFP individuals listening. So at some point, if that's okay, would like to bring them up to speak as well, just because this has been a full community team effort for what we've done. So, but I'll stop there and let everyone else introduce themselves.
100%.
I can go second. Hi, everybody. I'm YVR Trader. I like NFTs, I guess. I have lots of Nomad Boulevard, and I love NFP, and I love connecting people. And I think I was kind of it's maybe I can talk about the story how I brought the two groups together later. But yeah, I love connecting people, and it's a pleasure to be here.
Senator or Conquad? Isabelle, do you want to say hello?
Yeah, I'll say hi. Hello. It's nice to see everybody here, Morgan, and see Preston, handful of the good ones. I've been lurking around Nomad Boulevard for, I don't know, the past several months, and also happened to work for DAS. And two of my big loves are coming together tonight, so it's really cool to see.
Yo, what's up, everyone? I'm Joso. I'm addicted to NFTs. Yeah, thanks for having me here.
He also has really nice hair. And I'm Conrad. I also really like NFTs, and I'm excited to see what basically all of my favorite artists do together with Nomad Boulevard.
Let's fucking go.
I think I'm the last one of the speakers, so I will just say hello. I'm Isabelle. I'm the artist behind the Nomad character, and yeah, I don't want to go into the whole spiel yet, but we can, I can explain more about the history of that. And yeah, I actually am super excited to be talking with NFP because they are the first project that I actually have gotten to collect myself. As a, I've been so head down in this space for the past 6 months and just working away on all the art that, I haven't been like actively in the game collecting and all that. And so when I got the chance to jump on their project, I took it immediately. So I'm super proud of that. I'm very excited about it, and so happy we're all aligned here.
All right, so we've got some initial people on stage. We're going to bring up more people, other people from the NFP group. But first, I want everyone to look up at our pinned tweets. There are 4 up there. And I want to first direct everyone to the first pinned tweet. So just go up there and scroll to the right. It's a tweet by Nomad Boulevard. It says, "Nomads, we weren't playing when we said there would be another exciting giveaway." So something that we're doing both to promote our artists and our community, raise awareness about Nomad Boulevard, and just kind of have fun in a way that we're going to have fun at Nomad Boulevard is we buy art from the NFT artists that we featured on our project, and we give it away to the community. So we've done some incredible giveaways. A Wes Henry NFT, an Ali Sabet, Gabe Weiss, Ali Osiren, and Brian Morris. They've been incredible giveaways, valuable NFTs. And the one that we're going to give away tomorrow night is by Claire Salvo. So Claire was recently featured in Rolling Stones for her Bored Ape Yacht Club derivative. She just got accepted to Super Rare. She has some really well-known styles like doing paintings on top of dollar bills. And so for tomorrow's giveaway, we're giving away the NFT of the dollar bill and also the physical, which she's never done before. So we're very excited about that. Click on it. Follow the instructions. You have to follow Nomad Boulevard, follow Claire Salvo, retweet, tag your friends. And if everyone can take a minute and do that, we want you to be eligible. And then we're going to be giving that away tomorrow in our Twitter spaces. So that's the first one. The second one, and I'm going to be making this announcement a bunch of times tonight, probably for both of these, is the second pin tweet. So this is us congratulating our NFP friends and community on being sold out and kind of taking it to the next level. We're very excited. So we've created this POAP, which is really badass. Big thank you to Horror Bear, who designed this for us. You can claim this POAP by going to the Nomad Blvd Discord and verifying. And as long as you are verifying that you have an NFP, you then can get your POAP. These POAPs, aside from being a collectible and essentially an NFT that you're going to be able to keep, we're going to be using this to raffle pre-sale spots for Nomad Blvd. In addition to raffling pre-sale spots, we're going to be raffling other NFT fine art giveaways. So if you're into artists like Gavin Mealer or Paran Haderi or Shanae Benjamin, there are going to be some really interesting prizes to be won by owning this POAP. So check it out. Go to our Discord, maybe not as quickly as you did this morning because that was crazy, but come to our Discord, ask questions if you have any, and take advantage of that. So without further ado, I would love to, I'd love Morgan for us to ask you some questions. And if there's anyone else that's listening that should join us up on stage, we want to ask a little bit about what the past week has been like for you. We're expecting the answer to be very low key and not a lot going on. And if there's anyone you want to bring up to kind of help tell that story, let me know and we'll bring them up.
Yeah, let me start off by saying it was super chill. I mean, I'm sure you can only imagine. And if you can sense the sarcasm in my voice, I hope that came through because it was crazy. It was bonkers. It was insane, but a very good insane all at the same time. And there are some NFP people on here, and who can all speak to this as well. So if you're comfortable bringing up, and not to put the team on the spot, but if you're comfortable bringing up Preston and or Tunwig, I would call out Dave, but he is still hard at. Oh, perfect. He can come up too. If you can call up Dave, he is, as we're speaking, working on the QA, so then we can do the reveal in about, not committing to, but in about 10 days, because the team has just been a full team effort and everyone's just been all hands on deck. And I have to do a huge shout out to some of the other folks I see on here, Sarah, Josiah, I saw some more lovely. There's the whole NFP community, and if I didn't call you out by name, it's unintentional. There's just so many amazing people in our community who have been in our Discord basically 24/7. I don't think half the team has gotten any sleep because it's just all been supportive and be like, okay, this is how you mint, this is how you get ETH in your wallet, this is how you do this, and this is how you do that, to make it as smooth as possible for people to be in the community and really get involved and get their NFP. So I know I'm rambling, but I'm just so thankful for the amazing NFP community that we have, and just wanted to give a shout out to everybody. And I'm sure I miss people, but yeah, it's been crazy, but it's great, and we were ecstatic yesterday when we sold out. So
I'm sure you are, and this may be the Twitter space that you lose your voice in. So, which would be a moment. So hopefully you're drinking water and taking it easy. While we bring up a couple of people, Preston's already up on stage. Is there any way, Andy or anyone from the team, we can pin the tweet for this room? Is it up there? Oh yeah, it is. So if everyone can go to that second tweet, let's go ahead and if everyone can just take a moment and add some people there and retweet that so we can get some more people in the room. If we can get, let's see how many people we have in here. 69.
Hey, you know what, Hero? I think that one specifically goes to the Discord for the POAP. Let's spin a new one up. Give it a minute or two.
Okay, sounds good. And I'm going to ask everyone to retweet, see if we can get more people in the room. And there may be a surprise, unannounced little giveaway that we might do if we hit that number. So, all right. So while we're up here, Preston, welcome. Congratulations. Haven't seen you since Art Basel in Miami. Tell me a little bit about the past 24, 48 hours.
Hey, Hero Machine. Hey guys. Hey everyone. I'm Preston. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer at Daz and Taffy, and met the Nomad Boulevard guys at Art Basel. So it's been a minute. It seems like it's been many years since that point in time, but I would say the last 24 hours have been just so many emotions. We are so proud and excited to kind of go on this journey and to Dave and Morgan and everyone to start the reveal in about 10 days. So we're it's just been a roller coaster of emotions. We're so excited. And I also just want to say before I hand it over, the Nomad Boulevard guys and team and artist community. We're just so impressed and what they stand for in terms of inclusiveness and artist driven and community. That's perfectly in line with our mission. We're a very mission driven company. We're about creator and artist led first, and about inclusivity and about just making things approachable and kind of we're really excited to be in the space. So if I'm rambling a bit, it's just because it's been a super emotional time for us, and we're super excited to be on this journey.
Awesome. I'm really glad you're here. And, thinking back to when we first met and we were talking about the project, and Nomad as well, it felt like both of us were looking up at a, really steep mountain to climb. Not because the art and the team and the mission and everything wasn't there and ready, but because, this space just evolves without notice. Things change in an hour, in a day. So to kind of balance all of the challenges of a startup in this space when it evolves so quickly, it's somewhat terrifying. But here we are, kind of celebrating, and also looking forward to a week or so from now when Nomad kind of goes through the same thing. So maybe this is a good moment to, just reset the room. I'd love to ask Isabelle to just tell the group a little bit about her story as an artist in Los Angeles, a little bit about what this project means to her, to you, Isabelle, and a little bit about Nomad, and then let's bring up some people from the NFP community.
Sure. Yeah. So I got my start painting. I've been making art my whole life, but I started painting this character about 11, 12 years ago. And I wasn't really sure like what to do with it, except that I was living in Venice, California, and there was like a lot of, vibrant kind of art happenings going around. So I got involved with that, and I started doing murals all over town. And I just like fell in love with that medium of painting really big and in the street, and kind of like live, like people watching you. It was like exciting. And so the character started taking off, and I've been painting him, her, they ever since. I've been doing, commissioned oil paintings. I've done murals in businesses and homes and throughout the streets of LA. And it's gone through kind of, an evolution where it started out looking like one thing, and now it kind of is what it is today. We called this project Nomad. So I've been going by Isabelle Gorilla, and I wanted to change the name to Nomad because really this character is inspired by people and my observations of like funny kind of like basic basic human kind of mannerisms and micro behaviors that sometimes we try to cover up with fashion and beauty and trying to look and conform into a certain way. And what I love in people is when they're truly authentic and kind of let it all hang out. And don't bother to try to change who they are. It's like embrace who you are. So that's where this character kind of came from, and why she is special to me. I also have always been drawn to humor in art because as an anxious and sometimes depressed, we all deal with those things. Like I love to like laugh. And I think the most important thing with this character is like, it reminds me to not take life too seriously when it looks at me with, those eyes. And it's just like, hey, look, it's like a mirror. Don't take it too seriously. This is all fun. So now, I met Hero about 6 months ago, and that kind of changed everything. I thought this was like the perfect kind of evolution of the character because, it's fine art, it's street art. I also work in animation as a character designer. So it's part of that too. And now as like this, it's a PFP project, but it's also still got that fine art quality to it. And we're bringing in other fine art artists in the community. So it feels like this, kind of representation of a collective. So it goes a little beyond just a PFP project. And yeah, getting to work with such an amazing team and collective of artists has just been so amazing because, prior to this experience, working as an artist was pretty, it was an alone job. Like it was isolating. I was kind of doing my own sales, shipping my own work, all that sort of stuff. And now it's this awesome community and, all sorts of like fun aspects to, the apparel we're designing and the events we're planning and these partnerships with amazing other projects like Non-Fungible People. It's just an entire other world that is like so cool. And I'm just like, sometimes I'm just like so grateful that this character is like taking me on this roller coaster of, 11, 12 years. It's like, 10 years ago, I would have never imagined I would be still working with this character and it would be in this space. It's absolutely amazing. It's so, so cool.
Now it will live forever in the blockchain.
Totally.
So, so Morgan, I have a pretty good idea of, what's in the store for NFP, but can you talk a little bit about, now that you've sold out, now that your community is bought in and you're off for the races, what is next? What should, aside from the reveal coming up in 10 days, even though I won't quote you on that, what's next? What's in this next phase?
About 10 days. I'm not an exact 10 days, in about 10 days. Just to clarify just a little bit. No, we have a whole roadmap planned out. We are very excited. We took the last 24 hours to kind of catch our breath because it's been a whirlwind. And then we have giveaways planned. We're continuing to do our speakers, our Twitter Spaces and AMAs. We next week will be announcing what our plan is for the charity, and the community will be involved in helping decide where some of those funds go, because we'll be donating 5% of the initial proceeds to Women in Tech. And then we're working on a bunch of different partnerships, and I can't speak to them quite yet, just because they haven't been announced fully, but just know that's also in the works. And then we have, Preston can speak a little more to it as well, along with, if you want to bring Callie up, Callie Infinity, she can speak to it really well. She has been such an amazing community leader. We would have literally probably floundered without all of her help. I don't think she's gotten any sleep in the last probably 2 weeks.
Where is she? What is her name, just so I can bring her up?
Cal Infinity. It's the on my screen, she's this third row down. KALINFINITY.
All right, let's get her up here. At the end of the day, these big projects that, seem to just, be spoken about everywhere. Everyone's signing up. We're talking about thousands of NFTs. And sometimes it's, it's just a handful of people that, really are behind this thing, making it happen. Can you do me a favor? Can you request to come up on stage? Because I'm just having trouble finding.
She's the rainbow llama looking. She requested to speak too.
Okay, got her.
Through.
Got her. Okay, here we go.
Perfect. Great. Thanks for coming up and joining me.
Welcome.
I know you didn't know what to call my picture, Morgan.
I know. I was like, is it the Roo? Is it the llama? It's just super cute rainbow.
This is a Roo Troop picture. It's not mine. It's just a pre-reveal one. But I'm excited for our NFPs to reveal in approximately 10 days or earlier. Yay!
Yes, approximately. But so exciting. Can't wait. And, Callie has been instrumental in everything that we've been doing in our Discord, and she can speak to a lot of the other things that we have coming down the pipeline. But some of the other things that we are planning, because, reveal is right around the corner, everyone's going to want to know what they can do with their NFP and how they can do it. So we're working on some tutorials. How, like, I am most excited to be my NFP on a future video call. Like, everyone's sick of hearing me say that, but I'm so excited for that. And there's obviously so many other things you can do with it, but just very excited for all the different utility that's coming down the pipeline after we can all reveal and use them.
Yeah, I think that's kind of, we're a little bit of a sleeping project right now, because still a lot of people think that we're just a picture, right? Like, because that's what they're used to seeing. They're used to seeing that you're a picture. Even if it looks 3D, the projects thus far have been just a 3D, like a picture of a 3D model. They don't actually normally get all the assets. They don't actually get to use them anywhere. Like, this has been kind of hard to market in that way because people aren't like expecting it. So once we start showing that way more, I think people are going to lose their minds. I'm super excited for tomorrow because Morgan, Jessica, and I get to use demo non-fungible people avatars. I'm getting some training on how to talk and use my avatar. So if all goes to plan, knock on wood, the community will see it in action tomorrow.
And the community knows how technologically challenged I am. So if I can figure this out, anyone will be able to figure it out. So I set the bar real low, everyone.
I'm so excited to focus. We have so many artists in our community. It's really like a conglomerate of artists, and so many skill sets. We have a lot of artists who've been with DAS, like who have their own DAS shops in our community. So I'm excited to kind of get them up and doing workshops with people too eventually, and make like getting newbies into doing the art. Like I've never done any DAS studio stuff. I've never learned 3D. So same thing. If I can do it, everyone can do it.
Basically, they're bringing motion and emotion to still life is what's happening.
And it's full body. Don't forget that.
And are you going to be able to use these in like Sandbox or some of these other metaverses, Decentraland?
So, not out of the box. Basically, if I mess up this techie stuff, sorry, but they explained before that it's a different amount of polygons, so the whole NFPs will be rebuilt for those types of purposes. But we can do like Zoom calls, we can do animation, we can do game design, Like there's a whole list of ones. It's gonna work in Unity, Unreal, and I have to look at my fact because we have so many. It works with Maya, 3D Studio Max, Unity, Blender, Unreal Engine, and motion capture, and you can use it in VR.
Wow, that's awesome.
So it's basically just a PFP. There's no like real.
Yeah.
There's no real like use case.
Probably nothing. Probably nothing.
Probably nothing.
Okay, probably nothing.
But then the thing that looks really cool though is just the fashion aspect of these characters and being able to design their clothes, and that's going to take it to the next level. Because when I saw this and saw that aspect, no one's really doing that right now. So this is what, when I saw the project early on, I thought it was a game changer. Hence why I kind of got behind it very early on, and I think the rest is history. So, but I've got a great. Can I jump in just for a second though, Danny? I just want to tell a little story, because you know this group would not be here tonight without Senator Greaves. So Senator Greaves, Wes, was the guy that I'm a good collector of his, but we stay in touch. And you know, he said, you know, take a look at this project I'm working on. It's the guys that are working on Clone X. I'm like, well, if they're working with Clone X, they got to be legit. So took a look at it, and it was very kind of the community wasn't that big at that time, because I guess the company had spent a lot of their time and resources on building the Clone X, right? And then I just looked at this and I just, wow, it's just next level hyper realism. I said, like, where do I sign? He goes, well, you know, I'm involved. I can kind of connect you. And I was just about to leave for Miami, and I said, well, Wes, I'm going to be in Miami. I think maybe introduce me to your team. Maybe some of your teammates are in Miami. So he goes, yeah, no problem. Fired out an email. And literally, I mean, we were, and Preston kind of tuned to this, how when we're in Miami, you're all running all over the place. You know, I'm on South Beach, he's on the other side. And we tried to kind of connect to each other over a couple of days. And then finally, we said, okay, I'm going to be here. And Preston says, yeah, I'll be right in the area. So we met at a hotel there, the Shelbourne, which you guys were staying at. And it was just kind of a chance meeting, right? And Preston came there, met him at the front. He had Nate with him, and we just sat down, just started chit-chatting. And I said, you know, actually, I'm here to meet with the Nomad Blvd team. They're just in the back by the pool. Do you want to just come in and spend some time? I'll introduce you to them. So I said, you know, I kind of looked at their watch. Yeah, we can spare a few minutes. So they wandered back, and we sat down and introduced you guys to the team, and then the rest is history. So all of that happened because of Senator Greaves. So props to you, brother. I appreciate that. And yeah, I think this is all, it's going to be a beautiful relationship for everybody involved. And I've had nothing but great experiences working with Preston and with Jessica and Morgan, helping get NFP to where it is. And I know a lot of the Nomad Blvd communities also supported me and being involved in NFP. So I really appreciate that.
There's actually more to that story. So at the end of that night, so you introduced them all to Danny, right? Danny, Nate got close. Then Danny introduced me to Nate. And I went and had one of the craziest nights of my life in Miami. And I think that's when I got COVID. So I didn't know the pretense to that story, but wow. Thank you. It's really cool.
And I didn't see you after I introduced you to Nate. I then went back to Los Angeles and I didn't get COVID. So, you know, there were two different ways that could have worked out. And
yeah, it was crazy.
I'm glad you're feeling better now. YVR, you know, you are truly humble. Obviously, you know, you're right. Senator Greaves, you know, brought us all together, but, you know, you just constantly connect this community in ways that often go unnoticed. So really appreciate all of your support. You know, for those of you who don't know YVR, I just suggest that you click on his profile and follow him. And when you're pressing follow, just kind of say alpha, because that is what you are going to get from YVR.
I appreciate that, bud.
Mean every word of it. And also, as promised, we got to 105 people in the room. So what I want to ask everyone to do is please go up to the most recently pinned tweet. It says tonight at Hero Machine and Non-Fungible People gather to discuss the sellout of their 8,888. I cannot believe you sold out 8,888. That is so awesome. If everyone can just click on that tweet, retweet it, ask some people to join us. Let's see if we can get more people in the room. There are a lot of people we want to bring up on stage and highlight. We want to bring some awareness to the NFP community, to our artists, talk a little bit about Nomad, and have some fun. So if everyone could please do that, I'd really appreciate it. And because we got past 100 followers, and hopefully more are going to join, Senator Greaves, who is part of the NFP, Taffy, Nomad Boulevard, just the whole NFT space community family. He has generously offered to give away one of his NFTs, a piece by Wes, Senator Greaves. So that is super cool. I'm going to talk to you offline. I'm going to DM you and we'll figure out the best way to tweet it so we can pin it up here. And then what we'll do is our team will randomly select someone who's in the room. And we're going to pick someone who has gone up to that tweet that I just mentioned and retweeted and added some people. So go ahead and do that to be eligible. And then before the end of the hour, we're going to give away a Senator Greaves piece.
Just to clarify, this is the tweet. We have the co-op picture.
No, so if you go, Andy, which one? Do you want to just let us know which one we should do?
Yeah, you're right. It's the farthest to the left. So it says tonight, Hero, NFP gather to discuss. And then it's got the space link inside of it.
Oh, I see it. I see it.
Yep. But actually, that actually reminds me, I should probably just remind everyone in the room, especially those of you who are from the NFP community, if you are in NFP, you have an NFT of NFP in your wallet. There's another pin tweet up here where you can go and collect your POAP by going into the Nomad Boulevard Discord. So you go in, you verify, you give us some information. We're going to get you a POAP. And it's a Nomad Boulevard NFP POAP. It was designed by Horror Bear, who's in the audience. Thank you, Horror Bear. And besides being a collectible, we're going to use this to raffle pre-sale spots for Nomad Boulevard. And in addition to that, we're going to use it to raffle additional NFT pieces by our 15 featured artists, which includes some of the great NFT artists and outside of the NFT space. So Mr. Melty and Ali Osiren, Claire Salvo, just have an amazing list. So I'm going to, if you actually go up, we have so many pinned tweets. If you go up, there's also a link tree where you can see all of the different artists that are working with Nomad and get a sense of what we're all about and who we're collaborating with. So cool. It looks like we've got a couple of people that have requested to come up, so I'm going to bring them up. If anyone that's on stage that I bring down, if I'm bringing you off stage too early, just raise your hand and I'll bring you back up. But I just need to make a little bit of room. And let's wait for Scummers to come on and say hello. Bring Conrad back. And also Preston, Morgan, Kaylin, please jump in. Let us know if there's anything more about NFP that we want to talk about with our Nomad community. I'm sure a lot of people in here missed out on minting. So if you can give us, any other information or how they should go about buying in the secondary, want to make sure that our Nomad community supports you and jumps in even if they're a little bit late.
Awesome, thanks. We really appreciate that. First off, I want to say whoever wins that Senator Greaves NFT is one lucky duck. If you haven't checked out his art, you need to do it. It's fantastic. That I'll stop rambling there. But for NFPs, to get them in the secondary, you can go to Verbal, you can go to OpenSea, and there are a few giveaways that are still happening, but OpenSea we're on OpenSea, or I don't know why I can't talk today. Rarible, you can go there as well, and just keep an eye out on the markets.
I would also say just make sure you use the official links, because there's a lot of scam sites out there right now on OpenSea that we're constantly taking down.
Yes, our direct links are on our website at nfp.das3d.com or in the official links page in our Discord. So we have posted our official links. If it's not in our official links, don't trust it. But we have posted our official links in our Discord and directly from our website, nfp.das3d.com, and you can link out to Rarible or OpenSea.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, we have a couple contests going on to win NFP NFTs. It's always hard to say. They're in our giveaway in a contest section on Discord. And we're launching our Clone X giveaway next. So get in while you can.
Let me jump in there. I'm actually going to have some NFPs for giveaway post reveal, so stay tuned for that.
Oh. Everybody, you should follow him, YVR Trader. If he's doing giveaways.
Yeah, and he's just the man too.
Yeah, I was actually following you before this space, so I'm a little bit starstruck at the moment.
Hey, YVR, did you mint that gold Grin ape you have?
Yes, I did.
Wow.
That was a pure in awe reaction there, Joseph.
Yeah, silence.
Legendary. How many did you mint?
2. And still have them both.
Wow.
But with the NFP guys, I'm really happy with how things went, and I just want to take a moment to shout out to all those people that sold theirs to me after the pre-sale at below the mint price of 0.3. So thank you very much for selling those, because the floor is at 0.32 right now. So thank you very much.
Amazing.
I know. I shouldn't take pleasure in it, but we did have a 10-day minting period.
I don't understand why people sell pre-reveal. I just don't get it, but I'll take it.
Selfishly, I want to see what I get before I my problem with NFTs is that I get too attached to them, and so I have my little collection and I don't want to get rid of any of them. So I feel like that's going to happen when I have my own personal NFTs. I'm just going to get so attached that I won't want to get rid of them.
Yeah, it's a problem. Me too. I get so attached to these things.
But it was such a no-brainer, though, because we knew that the public sale you guys were going to sell at 0.2. So the fact that they were selling them at 0.13 was just a no-brainer. So.
Wow, yeah. It's kind of funny now. Like I was going to say, I shouldn't take pleasure in it, but I do just a little bit, because we had a 10-day mint. We had a long time for people to get in. We had bot prevention. We were trying really hard to make it organic, and it was still hilarious. In the last hour, the FOMO that started. People had time, you guys. You guys had time.
I've got a question for your team. What have you guys learned from the Clone X involvement? Is there anything there that you learned that you're trying to use to your advantage with NFP?
Is that a Preston question? Because I wasn't involved.
I think there's a lot. I don't know, Morgan, if you wanted to take that, or if you wanted me to.
You can take it and I can chime in, and I'm sure Senator can also chime in because he did a lot of work on the Clone X side too. So we'll kick it to you, Preston, and then we can chime in after.
Sure. So I think there's a lot of lessons on just, maybe I'm focused on the last kind of 24, 48 hours on how that went down. But one of the things that, Benoit and Chris and the team kind of told us from Artifact was make sure every step of the way, you communicate everything. You communicate as transparently as possible, kind of what's going on, the good, the bad, the ugly. With Artifact, they were hit, they were doing their kind of sale, and they were hit with a lot of like DDoS attacks and just kind of like bots and trolls and all that stuff. And they just said like, hey, while that's happening, one of the things that we learned is just make sure your community is aware of everything real time. And I think that Callie and Morgan and Ty and the team, everyone did a very good job of trying to communicate, hey, there's this is going well, and this is kind of like where we are. Just constant communication with our community that we want to be open and transparent, and we want to have that trust, because once you kind of, if we don't communicate something and we're like, hey, something's going on, we don't communicate, you lose trust. And once you lose trust of the community, I think that's kind of the death stroke. So we wanted to make sure right up front, from the Artifact guys, because they communicated well as they could during kind of, they had a small kind of crisis. They had to pause their public sale because they were getting attacked so much. And we were like, hey, we know this is going on. We know gas is high. We know all this stuff is happening. And we want to make sure we're there for you. We want to help you on board. We want to help you as much as possible. And we're always available too. So I guess a couple of things: communication, transparency, trust, and availability.
You know what, Preston, I love that you said all of that. I think I think that's where a lot of this moves, right? I mean, the reality is the use cases that will unfold over the next, economy that's upon us really come down to the communities and the people that are helping to organize those communities. And if you're, I personally maybe not ever have been a part of too many rug pulls. And so I have to, I really appreciate the communities that are doing it right, like NFP. We got Duncan out in the audience, like Ether Brews. So I appreciate all those things you just said. Thanks.
But rug pulls are a rite of passage in crypto. We all go through it, right? So.
By the way, the Nomad Blvd team drinks every time Andy says use cases. So if anyone wants to join us, go ahead and drink.
That and POAP.
Yeah, I want an Andy POAP. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting you mention rug pulls too, because some of us mentioned that we kind of do things according to our values and our authenticity. But one of the ways we actually, one of the things that we're doing next, and not to kind of like, steal any thunder for a next collection, we're actually helping a community that did get a rug pull. So that's something we're pretty excited about doing as like as a glimpse on one of our next projects that we're super excited about.
So what do you mean by that exactly? There was another company outside of your organization that something happened?
Yeah, that's actually how I met Daz and got involved with Non-Fungible People. To be clear, this isn't for like a few months now, so it's not anytime soon. Mm-hmm. But if you guys have heard of the Evolved Apes rug pull, there's a really big rug pull in October. Something like $5 million was stolen by a person named literally Evolved Ape. So I don't know how we didn't see that coming, but
wow, that's horrible.
Yeah. So myself and a few people, we started a community comeback, project where we were trying to make something out of just volunteers, because we had no money, right? We had artist volunteers, we had dev volunteers, and we got interviewed by Vice, and that snowballed into like PC World and all sorts of other articles. Eventually, Daz got wind of it on Twitter, and they came into Discord and started talking to us. And basically, our adopting us and helping us put out a project in a few months.
I mean, I'm not trying to get over the top about this, but that's kind of an unreal story. I'm sure you're being humble and playing it cool, but so that's unreal. So that's going to be something that you do after this project gets off the ground. You're going to be focusing on reviving this rug pulled project.
Yeah, that's certainly one of our projects that we're committed to, and we'll see some more us talking about it a little bit more kind of later this month. But that's our chief operating officer Ty and some of us kind of saw what happened, and it really kind of hit our heart. And it was like we were like the rug pulls are bad for the whole community. We read what happened, and we reached out and said like how can we help? And so that's something that we're going to be talking about a little bit more. And I think we just met some of the best people, that were volunteering, and Callie, of course, and some of the other folks that she's volunteered with on the art side and the dev side, and we were just like, hey, we want to help. How can we revitalize the collection? And that's kind of how it got started. And I know it's a little bit emotional for me too, but it's this is kind of why we're in this space. So it's we're super excited about that one too. In addition to kind of our NFP, and we're super excited about Nomad Boulevard, and that's, I think if you look at what we've done and what we're going to be doing over the next year, that there's a common theme.
Yeah, I think rug pulls in general, it just doesn't, it's not a good look for this whole space, right? The better we can educate new people on NFT safety and preventing scams and all that kind of thing is super important, and it will bring more light to the communities and get more people involved. So, as an aside for that, that's kind of what we focused on in NFP, and what I think Daz projects are going to keep focusing on as well.
It looks like Scummers has their hand up. Want to say something? Say hello.
Yeah. Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can perfectly.
Sure. Okay, good deal. Well, I just want to say thank you very much, Nomad and her Hero Machine.eth, just for having me up here. I really do appreciate it. Shout out to NFP. You guys have done an amazing job with your project. I unfortunately haven't had just either the time or the funds to mint your project, although I've been literally watching it. I was in your guys' Discord a while ago, but I had to thin out the herd of all my Discords because it just became too much for me at one time. But I do love your guys' project, and I think it's great. What you guys are talking about with those rug pulls, I think that's amazing with what you guys are doing. Number one, I've been a part of a few rug pulls myself. I feel like if you've been in the NFT industry, I think we all have, and they're just, it's almost heartbreaking because, I mean, besides the money point, it's just why, I feel like if people with, malicious intent, if they took as much time and energy as they took into putting out all this bullshit for just a rug, if they just took all that energy and time and put it into something positive for a community, they would make a whole lot more money in the end, and then they would be able to further on a journey with a whole community. So number one, just people who do that, idiots. Oh, I know it frustrates all of us, but you guys are doing something awesome there. I think that's really cool. So I definitely want to be a part of that as well if I get a chance to. So
Really appreciate you coming up here, and I feel the same way. I can, you know, it doesn't make sense to me either how someone can do that and be ill intentioned like that from the beginning. But look what's happening, right? The community comes together, rises above it, and now we're not only talking about NFP probably not being where they are without the people that they quote unquote adopted, right? And then in turn, that project is now going to have a better home with better support, better foundation, and it's actually going to end up being the best thing that ever happened. So, just hearing these stories, I have a ton of sympathy and empathy, but it just makes me want to work with Taffy and NFP and this group. I mean, I felt that way since the beginning. So hopefully after Nomad launches and we start talking metaverse assets, we sit down and talk and figure out something for 2022. So, all right,
Definitely.
really excited about it. And thanks for coming up. And hopefully you win one, or hopefully someone does a reveal and does something really, really dumb and post something below what you're willing to pay for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm looking. I really want to get one, but now is just, I guess, not the time. I'm not gonna, I'm not trying to play any sympathy card or nothing. Like, I'm not looking for charity. That's not what I'm getting at. It's just like right now I gotta just focus on what I'm doing. Like, just stick to my work and avoid, you know, spending as much as possible. Even like no matter how bad I want to be in a project, I feel like if it's meant to be, if I will eventually be able to get there. But it's just going to take time. So
100%. And also, I know NFP. You can be a part of that community anyway. Come join us at Nomad, join our Twitter spaces, join us in Discord. Be a part of the community, contribute. Build relationships, network. That's being part of the community, and you'll figure it out. You'll develop relationships with someone, and I'm sure it'll work out. So, thanks for coming up here. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. No, thank you so much for having me. And honestly, like I do a lot of networking just in general. Like the work that I've been talking about is like I've been working for other projects that are coming up that'll be released in this space later this year. And so I do a lot of networking on that side. And so like I'm just trying to stick to that work. But like I saw what you guys had going on here, and I just wanted to see if I could come up and just say thank you and like tell you that I support you guys 100%. I just haven't had the chance to like literally just get one yet, so I'm waiting, even though waiting is obviously not ideal. I'm trying at least. So, but thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate everything, and I'll be listening. So, thank you.
Hey man, thank you. We appreciate it.
Of course, I always support the real communities, the genuine communities. Like it's hard to build a good loving community because there's just a lot of assholes out there. And so it's when you find the right ones, they're special, and it's best to not let go of those.
All right, speaking the truth, we appreciate you. And speaking of speaking the truth, I brought someone on stage. His name's Dre. He's up here. He's a huge advocate, supporter, and kind of the lead of the community of the humanoids. And I asked him to come join us tonight because his positivity, the way he thinks about the world, the space, what he does for so many in the other people in the community, it just maps to kind of the vibe and the culture of NFP and Nomad. So Dre, I wanted you to just come on stage and say hello. Give us some alpha. Let us know how the humanoids, NFP, and Nomad Blvd can support each other, and come hang with us for a little bit.
Hey, Danny, thanks for having me. Nomad, everybody in here, of course. I see everybody just in the last space. Thank you for welcoming me and inviting me. And yeah, I'm repping Nomad. I'm definitely on the team now. A lot of my good friends in the space now are with Nomad, and me just being a believer in real art. This is a true refreshing thing for me to be able to see true artists, such as Greg and Wes and Isabella and Chantel and everybody that's involved in the project and many more. I'm excited about it. But yeah, just from my standpoint, yeah, I'm in a community called The Noise. Just to give you a quick background on me for people who don't know who I am in the room. I'm a musician by trade. Got an NFTs probably about 4 months ago. Been in crypto for a while and been wanting to jump in NFTs. And he was talking about community and kind of got lucky and found my forever community off the jump, which was the humanoids. And it's been a roller coaster ever since. The importance of community is that it's pretty simple. It needs to be organic, and it also needs to be positive and optimistic in its own way. I don't want to say it's my brand by nature, but I try to stay in a way where I can motivate people, but still be real about things, because I think it's also really, really important to build in a realistic form and not just live in an NFT dream world bubble. I think that what's happening with a lot of these creative minds and forward thinking that I've seen in the last couple of months that I've been immersed in this space is that you find a bunch of people that are thinking cohesively and thinking together. And if you can latch on to that and you can find that, then that's the alpha in itself. And there's really no remedy in a bottle, like what Danny's saying, and a lot of people in this room right now. I see a lot of them, shout out Senator, shout out Khan, shout out Ball. I see him in the room right now. I see Beans, what up? You know what I mean? Everybody in here I've met on a physical, on a level that just because it's virtual doesn't mean that I can't feel their energy and I can read that across the way. So if you can find a community, and I don't know who was just speaking right now, but you sound like you're on the right track. You have the idea. It doesn't mean if you can't buy an NFT, right? We never try to get in here and try to stack who's got more money or not. That's not what Web3 is about. It's not really about stature. It's not about a metric. You don't have to be afraid that you can't buy an NFT or you have a million NFTs, right? You have to have the whale mentality in yourself. And I think the person that has one can have just as much power as a person that has 1,000. It's just about how you approach it. And I think spaces and the way Twitter's set up now for Web3 is just a gold mine. You got to think we're in a position now where everything's at our fingertips. We don't have to do it the hard way anymore. And if you just get in here and just utilize this social media tool to its ability, I think that anybody can succeed in this. And I'm not just saying that as a cliche or try to be optimistic like everybody. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. I know some people that are starting from the bottom that sometimes gets a little annoying to hear because it's a daunting task. But you look around here, right? Like I said, I've been in this space for a while now, and I've seen people just rise, through it very quickly, just being themselves. So yeah, art is an important thing. We're stuck in a PFP centric world, and to me, I love PFPs. I love collections. I'm in a bunch of communities, and I love them, because I connect with so many people. But what's going to happen with Nomad, I think, is going to be groundbreaking, and because it's going to bring back the real aesthetics of what art really is. You got street art. I hear so many great things about Isabella, and I hear the story, and you hear Danny talking about it so passionately, and and me being a lover of art. If you guys don't know about me, I've probably said this in a couple of spaces, but I like to go to museums. I like to go by myself and just look at art. I'll go look at art from centuries ago, and it blows me away when I look at brushstrokes or I look at a masterpiece. I love Diego Rivera. I like to go look at Diego Rivera a lot. I have a lot of favorite artists I like to look at, and I'm the type of guy that'll go and just be in awe of a painting that was painted century, hundreds of years ago with just primitive tools, and that's what these guys are going to bring to the space. They're going to bring a real feel to it. I love all the artists, Wes, one of my favorite artists of all time too. Love Wes. So yeah, I come from a music background, but as far as community and alpha, just to sum up what I was just trying to say right now, you guys are in the right place. This is alpha right here. Don't make it so difficult for yourself. You can come in this space and have 0 followers, and I can guarantee you, if you come in a space and just put some time into spaces every day, you'll have 10 followers, and then 20 followers, and then 100 followers, and 200 followers, and then before you know it, one of those followers is going to be the person you need to meet, and then they're going to introduce you to your forever community, and maybe you can come and buy a Nomad piece one day. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I won't take up too much more time. Definitely just wanted to share my passion for the space, and appreciate Danny for inviting me to be a part of the team in any capacity, and I look forward to growing with you guys, man. So yeah, everybody, this is a beautiful time. I'll just say that. Just enjoy what you're doing right now, and don't look at it from a floor standpoint or a ETH standpoint. Look at it from a people standpoint. I like to tell people that. So yeah, definitely, man.
That's exactly what we've been preaching in our community. Like, floors go up, floors go down. The communities that are strong and have each other's back, and treat each other like real people, those are the ones that last.
Yeah, and you can see that, and you can see that right away. And my bad, I wanted to correct myself. It's Isabelle, not Isabelle. I'm sorry about that. I have the most admiring your work and respect, so I didn't hope I didn't say your name wrong. But um, I, uh, I, like I said, I've been blown away by what what I've been able to experience, and it's unreal. I've been in different assets of my life. I made music. I was a touring musician, and I won't get too into my past, but I used to be on the road with my idols and things that I used to do, and I thought that was the pinnacle of my life, or like it was just crazy to be like at the tail end of my music career, like more into publishing and more in the back end of stuff, and I discovered NFTs through curiosity and me just being that tech person that I like to be into tech, and this is it right here. I'm telling you, like I've been doing a lot of things, and not even from a money standpoint. I don't like to look at things monetary. I don't like to look at monetary value. It's pointless to me. It's all about the legacy and all about what the impact is of an art. Art is beautiful because it lasts forever, and if you're not creating it, you're still going to be collecting it. So I think you get to be a part of that experience. But what Web3 and what NFTs are doing right now? I mean, think about it. It's literally like we're in the beginning stages of this. Everybody always says we're so early, we're so early. We really are. We really are. The percentage is so low of people that either understand this or they compute it or they love it. I have friends that don't even understand it and they want to understand it and they just don't understand it, and it kind of frustrates them that they can't feel that. But I try to think of this from a poetic standpoint. There's some people that I take to museums and they don't see the beauty in art. They just want to walk through like it's a quick little ride and just, okay, we ready to go or what? And I'm like, nah, we're gonna be here for a couple hours, bro. Like you can go somewhere else. And I just look at that like NFTs, just about interest, right? It's about what's gonna take your interest and what's gonna keep you focused and intrigued. Once again, and we're here for Nomad, right? That's going to make an intriguing thing because you're going to have, these amazing, beautiful pieces, and it's gonna be different from what you've been seeing so far, and it's going to build a community around it, and then you have these people that are motivated and people that are passionate, and when you have talent, passion, and drive, and you have all the capabilities to make it happen, I think the sky's the limit, in so many words. So yeah, it's exactly that. Community is great. This community is great. There's a lot of people in here that I respect and admire and I've become friends with, and I think it's only going to continue to grow for everybody in here.
I want to follow up on something Dre just said about the community, and I've only been involved in the community since maybe mid-October, and initially so many kind people reached out to me. I honestly thought, what is the grift? Like this is a put on or something is up. There's people just simply aren't this don't embrace artists this way. And it didn't take me long to figure out it was all 100% genuine. And so, yeah.
It's hard to accept that, though, sometimes, Senator, because we come from, I wouldn't say the art world, but once again, we'll just talk about life as a microcosm, right? Like you said, what part of life do you see where everybody's, number one, positive, number two, willing to help you without any kind of return or any kind of like anything back, and then support each other? We live in a divisive world, and reality is ugly. You know what I'm saying? This world is ugly. And then when you immerse yourself into this space, it's almost like when you peek your head out to look at reality, you're like, oh, I don't like that. Let me go back into this little world, And I kind of feel like this is a safe haven because everybody here exudes what you should exude in real life. There's no barriers, there's no boundaries, there's no age limit, there's no color, there's no stature of financial level, and to me, this is the beauty of life. At least we get to experience a glimpse of what a perfect society should feel like. There's hiccups in the society, yes. You know what I'm saying? We deal with countless drama and countless things that I think every society has to deal with. And that's what we are. We're a society. We're a bunch of communities, but we're just one big population of people that are like-minded. And yeah, Senator, just to say what you're saying, me personally, I come from a competitive space. What I mean is in music, nobody wants to help each other. I want to be better than you. You go on stage, well, I want to do better than you on stage. I want to take your fan. I want that stream. I want them to buy my merch. And there's no helping unless you're on the same label or the same team or you're wearing the same chain, right? Here, there's no facade, there's no perception, you get to be yourself. Embrace that. You get to be yourself finally. You don't have to be somebody else. Don't you get tired of going on Instagram and seeing people pretending to be something else? Doesn't that app get a little boring now when you get into Web3 and start seeing the reality of things? I mean, I can't even go on any of their social media apps anymore. Not because I don't have a lot of work to do on Twitter, which I do, but it's just fake to me now. And it made me realize how much time I was wasting besides my passion scrolling away on things that were artificial. And now finally I got to find something that I get to combine my art with, meet cool people, have an investment, and be in the know. I'm telling you right now, you are lucky because there's people out there right now. They're going to come in 2 years later and going to go, what's an NFT? And that's the first question they're going to ask. And you're going to look at them like, damn, you're really asking that? And you're going to be way ahead of the game. So even the noobs in here, you're already light years ahead. So just enjoy all these people talking, not just me. And I know I'm talking a lot. Sorry about that. But yeah, this is a lot of good people in here that you need to listen to for sure.
So Dre, you hit on a lot of great points there, and I couldn't agree more with you. I think kind of where we are right now with artists and NFTs and Web3, to me it's like Renaissance 2.0. And I think a lot of people probably don't realize we're actually in it, but we are. That's my feeling. So I think this is going to be a very historic time in history of what's happening here. So those of us that can embrace that and support that, it's just going to be an amazing time to be alive.
You ever get caught up in the fact that you don't realize the moment you're living in, and it just becomes like so like normal to you? And if you could just step back and go, this is like not normal, this is special. I think everybody once in a while needs to just step away and just kind of look at what's going on, and just like what he said, like how many, let me ask this question, everybody, and you don't have to answer it obviously, but just think of this to yourself. How many times in your life do you get a part of something that's just like once in a generation or generational? It doesn't happen very often, and we get to be a part of it. So I'm thankful for that for sure.
Yeah, Twitter doesn't have the right emojis, so that's a problem. That's a real problem. It was a problem last night, but it's a real problem right now. Dre, YVR, Senator, that is all that I am 100% aligned with you on everything you said. I think about it every day, not just that we're early because it's fun to say we're early, but legitimately we're early. And, something about NFP, Non-Fungible People, and Nomad Blvd. We're two projects that kind of started our launch at the end of 2021 and, really brought it home at the beginning of 2022. So, let's see if that solar eclipse does anything for us. I do want to take this opportunity to just remind everyone that we decided to do kind of an ad hoc last minute giveaway. Senator Greaves, who is part of the NFP family, part of the Nomad Blvd family, has graciously offered to do a giveaway. He's giving away a piece. It's actually, the tweet is pinned up above. He's giving a piece that he did in collaboration with Greg Overton. For those of you who don't know the artist Greg Overton, he's unreal. Very special artist, a very unique background and history. He comes up on spaces and definitely doesn't have any kind of filter going on there. Like, he knows exactly who he is. And to get a collaboration with him is a big deal, just like it's a big deal to get one with Senator Greaves. So check out this piece of art. Senator, I want you to speak about the piece, but before you do, this collaboration is with my favorite Greg Overton piece that I actually am getting framed and hanging on my wall in the office. It's called Blackhand, which represents a situation where you're in a situation where someone's trying to attack you with a weapon and you don't have one, and you find a way to take the weapon away from your opponent and win that situation. And the way that Greg Overton talked about it, I still have chills thinking about it. So it just reminds me of, what some people go through and, just what you do when push comes to shove, or you're in that moment of fight or flight or freeze. So anyway, Senator, over to you. If you could tell us a little bit about this piece. And we've actually already chosen the winner. So the winner is in this room. And the winner is someone that I'm going to mention after Senator speaks about this piece.
All right. Exciting times. I didn't know. I wasn't sure if Greg had shared that story with the public or not. And I wouldn't be able to do it justice.
Same.
Yeah, I heard it last space. It was amazing. The way Greg explained it and his passion with it, it was a great story. But yeah, he explained it last space. It was cool.
I'll boil it down to somebody tried to come at him with a gun, and he snatched the gun out of his hand and basically pistol whipped him. And obviously, there's a lot more to it, and Greg tells it much more flamboyantly than I do. But I've actually known Greg or of Greg since I was about 12 years old. And the first time I ever saw any of his art, I was sitting in science class, 7th grade. So he'd drawn a little skull with a mohawk on the desk. And I wrote under it, "Who drew this?" And, the next day in science class, I come back, "Greg Overton." Oh, no shit. Your brother is like my #1 bully. His little brother would pick on me in 7th grade. Anyways, from there, I would see Overton all the time. I would see his art. He'd do a lot of art for like local punk rock bands. He'd do a lot of art in the local haunted houses, things like that. But then, another 10, 15 years later, I reconnected with him when I was singing in a punk rock band, actually. And he started showing me all these Western art paintings he was doing of indigenous Americans. I'm like, my God, Greg, you've come a long way. I was showing him the crummy little flyers I was doing for our bands and shows around town. And ever since then, we've kept in contact. And last October, he writes me out of the blue. In October, I was getting paid for my personal art with hearts and thumbs up on Facebook, outside of what I do for Daz, of course. He wrote me and said, "Man, you've got to get into NFTs." And probably 48 hours later, I was set up on OpenSea, and 72 hours later, I had my first sale, and it just took off after that. But anyways, I'm really proud to have done something with Overton, and he's a hell of a guy and colorful individual. So if you get a chance to listen to him, pay attention.
So I'm actually bringing Wes Henry and Greg Overton on stage right now. Maybe we can hear the story directly from Greg, to talk about his part of this collab. And also I brought up Wes because he's really shy, and I want him to work on his public speaking.
Who is me?
He's also the person.
Hey, and before you bring Wes on, I've got to. I mean, he's a key individual in that story as well. After Overton clued me into the NFT game, he turned me over to Wes, and Wes really just guided me through the darkness, and couldn't have done it without him.
Wes, Reg, what's up, man?
What's up,
you guys in here?
What's going on? Did you guys
Hey,
see
Greg,
my live
Wes. Hey,
feed
buddies.
on the motherfucking Instagram today? Did you guys watch that?
Wait, what did you say?
What's that?
I said, did you guys watch my Instagram live podcast thing?
I missed that one.
Oh, man, it's weird fucking being on camera. I'm more comfortable. I'm a radio guy.
I've got a day job, Greg.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit, dude. It went pretty good, though. Had that Joe Rogan painting in the background and did a little interview with the Insta face. It was pretty cool. Just got done doing that and fucking working all day. Holy shit. What do you guys think about that new Rogan piece I'm working on?
Looks amazing, but
yeah, it's been a lot of work. My eyes are
so Greg, real quick, thanks for coming up on stage last minute, and Wes, thanks for coming up here. I just want to let you guys know what we're about to do. So just to reset the room before we do a giveaway, tonight Nomad Blvd came together with Non-Fungible People. Non-Fungible People is a project that just sold out. They're an amazing force in the space. The people behind this project are, in my opinion, the strongest leaders and the best equipped team to make something happen in the space. That's coming 100% from the truth. And we're basically teaming up, and we've created a POAP that anyone who has an NFP can get by going into the Nomad Blvd Discord. Claim your POAP. We're going to be raffling off pre-sale tickets. pre-sale spots for Nomad Boulevard's launch next week. In addition to that, we're going to be raffling off artwork from some of Nomad Boulevard's featured artists. So tonight, Senator Greaves, who's part of the NFP family and Nomad Boulevard family, is giving away one of the collaboration pieces he did with you of Blackhand, which is, I've told you this many times, the piece that the print that I'm going to be framing and putting on my wall. It's my favorite of your pieces. So we wanted to bring you up here so that you could talk a little bit about it, but I want to make sure that the person who won the giveaway doesn't go. So I'm going to do the giveaway now. Really appreciate everyone who's in here and supporting these projects, supporting the art community, and supporting projects coming together to help build this space the way we all want it built. So the winner goes to GP NFT.
Dun dun dun. Who?
So GP NFT.
That's me. Shit, I won my own piece.
All right, so I'm gonna find GP NFT. Hopefully they'll come on stage and get to meet you and Senator Greaves. So they just requested adding a speaker. You know what? I got to take someone down. So I'm just gonna take down A420, and I'm gonna bring you back up. So don't worry, A420 will bring you back up, but I'm going to bring up the winner, GP NFT, who's going to be able to claim the prize from Senator Greaves and Greg Overton. What's going on, GP NFT?
I'm sort of like without words. I'm so excited. I can't believe that I won. Thank you, Senator.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. That's an amazing piece. I pinned it up top for everybody to look at. Greg, amazing piece, man.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Greg, as well. Thank you. I'm honored.
Thank Wes too.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Wes.
Thanks, Wes.
You betcha. Congratulations.
Congrats. GP NFT, I see in your profile that you're a mom, wife, project manager, and then NFT enthusiast. And I feel like you got to switch around project manager and NFT enthusiast after winning a Greg Overton and Senator Greaves collaboration piece. But, you know, take it or leave it.
Yes, I might have to change the order of that.
And GPNFT, are you involved with the NFP project?
With I'm a collector. I love art. I'm involved with another fine art project. And when I heard about Nomad Boulevard, I was like, ooh, this is right up my alley.
All right, well, then we definitely need to keep you in the room if you can stay up later. And if not, we definitely have to talk offline. You know, we're building a creative community. So, you know, obviously we're featuring Isabelle Lago's work on the project. The 3,350 of the 3,500 NFTs are Isabelle's character that you can see in her profile pic right now. They're unbelievable. And, you know, we've been looking at them as a team over the past, you know, couple of months, and we're really, really excited about it. In addition to that, we've teamed up with 15 other artists in the space, like Wes Henry, who's on stage, Luther Brown, Brian Morris, Claire Salvo, Chantel Martin, Shanae Benjamin, Mr. Melty, Ali Osiren. If everyone looks up at our pinned tweets, we've got a bunch of them up there. But if you look over to the one that says, check out the link, there's a link tree where you can see all of the Nomad Boulevard artists and a sneak peek at their take of what a nomad looks like.
Yes, so I was actually looking through the artists in the space, and it's amazing. It's amazing the caliber of artists that are with Nomad Boulevard.
It's amazing the caliber of artists that are in the NFT space that, you know, have done so well, and some that haven't done as well, that have 200 collectors, 300 collectors. You know, everyone, I just think of 8 million people in the world, and everyone is sleeping except for 500,000 of us who are like, we're here, we're early. And so we really want to bring as much awareness to these artists, cross-pollinate collectors and communities. And, you know, Nomad Boulevard didn't start a community. By the way, for those of you who like cringe at the overuse of the word community, you know, apologies. I know we say it a lot, but we mean it. And it's not a community that we've built. It's a community that already existed. We just are bringing people together and, you know, bringing collectors and groups together in one. So would love to have you with us, GP NFT. And if you haven't checked out NFP, they've already sold out 8,888 pieces, but they're just beginning. So definitely give them a follow.
Okay.
Join their Discord at your own risk, because it is just like it's a whole thing. We had NFP community joining the Nomad Boulevard Discord today, and all of us were totally unprepared for all of that energy. But check us both out, and I'm glad you're here with us.
Definitely. Actually, NFP introduced me to Nomad. So I'm an owner, a proud owner of one NFP. And it was through them that I discovered Nomad Boulevard.
Oh, that's perfect.
Let's go.
Hey, I just wanted to say I checked out NFP right now, and I love diverse women project, and it just looks so empowering. So I love it. It looks great.
Thank you, everyone. This is so exciting.
Yeah, congratulations on the big win. It's your lucky night.
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually, and it's over here. It's after midnight. So, but I was like, I really have to listen to this space because I'm really interested in what they're doing.
Yeah, I knew that Senator Greaves' fucking art would work perfect with the NFTs. I know him from back in the day. We used to hang out at the same bar where I'd see his really crazy fucking band Tough Titty play back in the day, and we'd put away quite a few PBRs and fucking Jaeger shots and shit. Remember those days, Senator?
Vaguely, it's a little fuzzy.
Yeah, I probably don't. Not much memory of quite a few assassinated brain cells, cerebral assassins, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I just always saw his artwork back in the day, and then when I started doing NFTs, I was like, oh shit, I gotta tell Wes about this. And fuck, he just hit the ground running and has been just killing it ever since, man. I'm really into helping out other artists, whoever I know, who I can encourage. And I told Wes, just like, pay it forward, man, and help out other people, and bring everybody into the game. There's enough room for everybody. And you guys, like I was talking about, my thing, my group, the Warrior Society, that is kind of like my deal, is based on that movie, The Warriors, how Cyrus was like, let's get together all these gangs and take over the fucking city. And that's what we're doing here, man, taking the power back, giving it to the artists where it belongs.
Yes, I am very curious, Greg. What got you started in doing art with indigenous peoples?
Shit. I did an interview about this like about an hour ago, but I'll say it again. Like, when I was a kid, my grandma was a fine artist, a gallery artist, and she had a lot of books in the house of like Charles Russell and Frederick Remington and that. And I just saw, and also the photographs, those old black and white photographs of like Sitting Bull and Chief Joseph and Geronimo. And I just saw a look in the eyes of true life, like most of the people I grew up around were just drones. And I grew up in Salt Lake around like the Mormon church and just a bunch of kind of conformist, really boring ass people. And I saw these photos of these real fucking warriors, these human beings that they had the fire in their eyes. And I was fascinated by that. And I've been drawing, I have stuff that I drew when I was 8 years old that's the same style I do now. So I've just always identified with it. And I had a lot of Navajo friends growing up, and just read everything I could about the culture. I started going to powwows when I was probably about 20 years old, and was just captivated by the music, the singing, the drumming. And I've traveled all over to a lot of different reservations and gatherings, and gotten to go to a bunch of ceremonies, and just got an appreciation for the culture and a deep understanding of it. I was lucky enough to do a show with Leonard Peltier. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's a political prisoner of the United States. He was a member of the American Indian movement, and he was framed for some murders. He's been in federal prison for a long time. And I did the first art show with him, where I got a bunch of his paintings out of the prison, and worked with Michael Blake, who was the guy who wrote Dances with Wolves. And he kind of became my mentor in my art career, and just taught me a lot how to just be fearless with your vision and fucking put it out to the world. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to share the beauty and the power of the native way, because it's something that we can all learn from. They have something that civilized society, colonized society has lost, just a fierce individualism. And that's what the fuck my art is all about. So long answer to a short question.
Yeah, they're beautiful. I was actually checking out your site while listening to the space, and they're stunning.
Thanks. Yeah, I love what I do. I really get into it. I mean, I just never get tired of painting the native culture. I'm kind of like, I grew up in the punk rock scene in Salt Lake City and did a lot of really just wild political art. And, you know, I designed a bunch of haunted houses. So I have a pretty big repertoire of shit that I can do. So I'm just glad that I have a big platform and I can branch out and show it. And I've got some crazy projects I'm going to drop next week, you guys. It's going to blow your fucking mind. So just, if you don't follow me on Twitter, go over and fucking follow, because you're going to like what you see. I'm going to drop some bombs here in about a week.
I think I have a problem collecting Greg Overton NFTs, so I don't think I can stop.
That's not a problem, man. That's a solution.
I was being sarcastic.
I know. I'm being, I don't know, facetious. What am I being? Obnoxious? Something like that.
It's all good. No, man. I absolutely love your art, man. It's absolutely stunning and beautiful, and I like the historical aspect and the story behind it. So if more artists could kind of talk about their motivation and express it the way you do, they would sell so much more art.
I want
Dude,
to
they
say something.
can, and if they fucking listen to me, then do it. Let's hear from some other people. Tell us what the fuck is up.
I wanted to say something I haven't said in these last couple of spaces with Nomad. First off, it's unique to have all these artists together in one community. I don't think I've seen anything like that yet, as far as having just super talented artists that all come together and do one thing. But the cool thing about NFTs is there's always a story. I listen to Greg talk, and I listen to Wes, and I've listened to other artists in here that have stories, and they're just so captivating sometimes. And NFTs are driven by stories, and I think one of the strengths about Nomad is that you have 12 different background of artists that are doing different things, and their story is gonna reach people in a different way, and it'll reach them farther than the art. So I think that's another aspect that's gonna be strong of your guys' community too.
Trey, it is spaces with Gavin that converted my wife, and everybody's got their own style, everybody's got their own story. The stories are what sells.
Converted her 100%. To the NFT religion.
I mean,
she
downloaded Discord. That means something, right?
Baptism by Discord.
Yeah, because
dude, stories that's the most powerful thing there is. That's what people latch onto. That's what everyone identifies with. And art is just it's a visual story without words. So when you can add words to that, dude, it's a powerful force. That's what civilizations are remembered by, is their stories, their art, their architecture. Nobody fucking remembers the businessmen in Egypt. You remember the art, so our society kind of minimizes the importance of art, but you guys don't fucking let that happen, because you are the kind of representation of your society. You guys are the ones who get to fucking tell the story. So don't let them take that from you.
Yeah, from music too. I like it because it correlates with art. Music and art are kind of hand in hand, audio and visual. I think it's cool because some of my favorite artists in music, I love their backstory, like, how they started, or how rough it was, or where they came from, or how they discovered music, and who they were inspired by, and then who they became as an artist, because all those little things that latched onto them as they were being impressive, being impressionable, it ended up making the artists who they were. So I think that's going to be fascinating for all the artists as the community follows you guys along.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love hearing the story about just how different musicians got into music. And it's always like, there's a fork in the road, and they could have gone and got that job at the factory or whatever, but they decided to take that chance. And, we all got to benefit from their music. And even I mean, fuck, there's so many stories about that where people were like, they could have gone one way, or their life could have just never developed into being the great influential artist that they were. And like in the old days, man, in the like the analog world, it was so hard for people to break into that business. You needed that lucky break, you know what I mean? And nowadays we don't realize how fucking lucky we are because of the access to this huge amount of people that you can just connect with. Like if you have the guts to put your stuff out there, man, you can just have this huge audience almost overnight. It's
Greg,
fucking,
you hit it on.
it's a cool time we live in.
Dude, you hit it on the head. I just said that 10 minutes ago. Like right now, the people that came before us, they had to do this out the trunk is the phrase, right? You know what I mean?
Yep.
You had to do it with no technology, just with your wits. And maybe you got lucky if somebody saw your painting and you know wanted to hang it in the gallery. Maybe you got lucky if somebody heard your demo and wanted to sign you. You know, it was just all luck, right? It was all timing. And now you control your own luck in this space. You can put the work in, and if you're talented, and like Greg said, if you're fearless and you don't care and you put it out there, and you know, if somebody likes it, they like it. And if they don't, well, you just come back again. I think that you can excel in this space so easily. Everybody in here can. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah, man, and you get the fucking royalties too.
Bam.
That's always good. And you get to talk on this. You get to connect with other people and get encouraged, man. It's like there's a lot of, you know, crazy shit that's going on these days, but there's a lot of really cool stuff too, man. It's a really fucking good time to be alive. You gotta look at the positives about everything. You know what I mean?
I get motivated every time I come in here because I'm getting ready to mint, and you know I've been taking my time with it and just hearing all you guys, you know, dropping pieces and what's coming on, and I just can't wait because we're all going to experience that together, and it's cool. You know, artists uniting, it's amazing.
Dude, it's an unstoppable force, man. It's like I keep going back to that Warriors thing, man. Can you dig it? I'm gonna take this motherfucker over.
I know we had Leah Thompson in the room the other day. I don't think it was this one, but she was like Warriors. I was like, yeah. Well, she was in this room, huh, Greg? I remember she was like,
she
Warriors.
was saying Wolverines,
like,
bro.
Wolverines. I'm sorry, not Warriors. Wolverines. He's like Wolverines. I was like, yeah. I got caught up saying
same
Warriors.
Shit though. Same shit, different movie.
You know I was thinking about Leah when you said that Wolverines. I was like, shit, man. Fucking
I know that
together.
was cool. That was cool as fuck. A couple of my favorite movies, Red Dawn and The Warriors. Can't beat that shit, dude. Like those movies from back then, that was the golden age, man, when like Hollywood had some fucking balls and they'd actually make good movies.
Hey, Morgan, I was just wondering if you, with NFP, you guys have some pretty prominent females that are getting involved in the project. Do you want to tell the community about that? I think it'd be interesting to hear.
Yeah, sure. So we have actually created a few honorary NFPs. One for Grace Gostad, singer-songwriter. One for Chantel, a Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter. Along with we did an honorary one for Fame Ladies as well. We did their blue Fame Lady, and so we, you know, it's one to show how we all come together in this space, and two, you know, we've talked about this at the beginning of how you find those different connections and you have those same values, and so we actually created a video, you can see it in our Discord, of Chantel creating her honorary NFP, and the whole process is just really fun to watch and look at and go through, and just, you know, we're very excited to have created these honoraries for them, and excited to see what they do with them. Because one thing I think that's important in this space is, you know, when we started on this collection, was really focusing on making it a very inclusive space and representing those who are underrepresented in this space. And so this first collection of non-fungible people, of the 8,888, are women and non-binary characters. And so we really wanted to, you know, make this a very welcoming and inclusive and safe place for those new to the space or those who have been in the space. But it's been a very exciting exciting time with non-fungible people.
Yeah, it's amazing. I actually had the chance of hearing Chantel Lane talk. And, sometimes when in this space, when you hear celebrities coming in, I'm like, oh, yeah, here's another cash grab for them. They probably have no idea what NFTs are. They're collecting a bit of money. But Chantel, she knows her shit. Like I was really impressed. Like she's deep into NFT. She's trading DeFi. She's doing all kinds of like advanced stuff. So you pick somebody that's actually in the trenches with us. So I really respect that, and it's nice to see a really strong, intelligent female deep in DeFi and NFTs involved in your project. So very, very nice choice by you guys bringing her on board. So.
Thank you. She's been fantastic. She'll pop in our Discord and start chatting, and you'll see her interact with us on Twitter as well. She's been fantastic having her on board.
All right. Well, look, I want to take this natural pause, to reset the room. This has been pretty chock full of different things happening tonight, right? So Nomad Blvd NFP came together celebrating NFP's sellout, and we're fast approaching Nomad Blvd's final pre-sale, where we're going to quickly be selling out our project as well, working together because a rising tide lifts all solid NFT projects. If you look up at the pinned tweets, we've got a pinned tweet by Greg Overton. Check out some of the stuff he's working on. Wes Henry, he's got a pre-sale going on. Check him out. Senator Greaves did a giveaway, a collaboration piece he did with Greg Overton. Thank you for that. The winner came on stage, the perfect person to win. It was NFP and, just checking out Nomad for the first time. We also have a link to a meta gallery that we're creating. So Nomad Blvd, part of buying your NFT with us, means that you are going to have a stake in our museum, where our featured artists, other artists in the space, NFTs and physical are going to go in our vault. And that's going to be something we share with the community. The more we build that up, the more value our NFTs are going to be worth. We also have a list of the 15 plus Isabella's 16 featured artists of Nomad Blvd in a link tree. So I think it's like the third one all the way to the right. And we show sneak peeks of the nomads that were created by each of the 15 artists. If you want to give Brian Morris a follow, he's in the audience. Mr. Melty's down there, Wes Henry. And as we build out Nomad Blvd, we're going to be including more artists, both digital painters and physical painters, photographers. We're talking to some musicians. I think we're going to have a well-known musician join our space tomorrow who wants to get involved with Nomad Blvd. A lot of action. And for those of you who are still with us, that are part of the NFP project, if you haven't gotten your POAP, go to the Nomad Blvd Discord, go get verified, and you can get one of these POAPs. Obviously, it is a nice collectible NFT. It was designed by Nomad Blvd community member Horror Bear. But with this POAP, we're going to be raffling pre-sale spots for the Nomad Blvd pre-sale next week. So we're going to be very generous with this raffle, so make sure you get that taken care of. And we're also going to use this to raffle pieces from our featured artists. So we did a giveaway with Gavin Mueller last night. If you go all the way to the first pin tweet, we're doing a giveaway tomorrow. It's a Claire Salvo Nomad Blvd dollar bill. It's going to be an NFT, and we're giving away the physical as well. This is something that I want to steal from the community in a very ruggy kind of way. I may do it and be ousted, but I love her work. I love this dollar bill concept. Please check that out. I think to win that, you have to click on it. Follow Nomad, follow Claire, retweet and tag friends. We're just going to continue to invest in the art community. We're going to continue to buy artwork from our artists and from other artists in the space that are moving it forward. And we're going to continue to give it to people that have invested in Nomad Blvd and been part of the community. So stick with us. And I want to give, Isabelle, she's been working nonstop around the clock, but I want to just give Isabelle another chance to say hello or say anything that I missed tonight. And then what I want to do is take off some of the speakers from the stage, and I want to bring up some of the people that have requested to speak, other artists.
Danny. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm actually going to dip myself. I have a studio session right now that I have to get back into, but I just want to say thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here with Nomad. Just glad to be here with the artist and glad to be here with the community, man. So I just want to say thank you for having me up, and I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. And go check out the Humanoids, also known as the Noids. A great project that we're also collaborating with. Appreciate you being here and appreciate what you're doing for the space.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a great night.
Cool. And also Morgan, I know you've been doing Twitter Spaces 24/7. You let me know if there's anything else or anyone else from the community we should bring up on stage to bring awareness to the project.
If anyone from the NFP team wants to speak, because I'm sure they're sick of hearing me talk about NFP. If any of the NFP team wants to speak, feel free to you can just request to speak. I do see some who are listening, but I don't want to be that person. I don't want to call anybody out. So if you want to come speak, I'd love to have you come up here and speak with me. Otherwise, I am more than happy to keep talking. So.
Amazing.
But just a huge shout out to the community. So I can't thank our NFP community enough for everything they've done. They're awesome.
Amazing. All right. Well, look, I'm just going to take a few people off stage and then bring you back up a little bit later if you're still here and want to come back up. In the meantime, just brought up Vortex. And I'm also going to invite a couple of people, see if we can get some additional artists up here who have something to say. Vortex, you want to say hi and how are you?
Hey, how's it going? I'm just getting my courage together, jump and talk to you guys. I'd seen the Claire's work, and I had reminded me of a piece of work that I'd done. You mind if I pin it up?
Go for it.
All right, cool. Yeah, no, this was a project that me and my friend had done together, which it was going to go on T-shirts, and we didn't. He didn't do anything with it, unfortunately. But I don't know. He kind of dissed me, and we talked about the just how a lot of artists are being totally respected, and a lot of us are getting paid what we're worth, and just the respect and the love that I think that that in I think in American society, because I belong to an artist support group, and in Europe, that like artists will get can sign up for collaborations. They'll get flown over, all expenses paid. They'll get put up. They can install the work or do the project, and they can go home with money in their pockets. And we just don't get that kind of support here in the United States. And I think this is the genesis of something that's really important. It could be really super important. This is where it's beginning, I think, at least at this level. But Sabet is my friend, and he was just like, dude, you got to get into the NFT space. You got to get into the NFT space. And I was like, and I was baffled, and I was a little bit slow to the uptake, but I decided to get in and just really put my work out into just get on up. So
all right. Well, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming up. I appreciate it. And you pinned you pinned something, right? So everyone go take a look at Vortex, and I think you made the right decision coming into the space.
Hey, thanks, man. No, I appreciate the opportunity, and thank you.
Awesome. So Mr. Melty, Brian Morris, Luther, raise your hand if you want me to pull you up. Archer. If you want to come up and say hello, Mirav, if you want to come up, Punk, just raise your hand, request to speak, and I'll start bringing some people up. In the meantime, Wes, I'm feeling uncomfortable that you haven't said anything. You've been up on the stage for like 20 minutes, and are you okay?
I mean, what do you mean, dude? I'm listening, dude. I'm just sponging it all in. I feel like I talk too much, so this is like, share the love.
All right, I'm bringing Luther up as well. Luther is another one of the Nomad Blvd featured artists. Check out his stuff. And also bringing up the Enigma. Luther, how are you?
Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, I thought it was man, it must be I should go buy a lottery ticket or something. Wes was being really quiet, man. Usually I'm used to hearing him go on and on, man. It's beautiful. Yeah, you got to speak up more, Wes. Miss you.
I think he's waiting for the owls to summon his active spirit.
I
mean, look, dude. What was that? Who was that guy that had the? Oh yeah, he left his mic on. It was like Generative Sapiens. That dude, we got to get him in here and get him to leave his mic on so we have just a nice nature backdrop.
the chirping, the owls. Yeah, I love.
Yeah, man, you just hear like that as we're all talking. It felt like we were outside. It was awesome.
Yeah, it'll sound like your new pieces that you're doing, man. I love those. All the kind of abstract stained glass look. Those are super cool.
Thank you. Yeah, I just did that owl, finished it. I mean, that was the inspiration because in that room, what was that? 2 nights ago, I was like, oh, I'm definitely doing an owl. And I had to finish up a rhino I was working on first and then jumped into the owl and finished it last night. And yeah, I'm dropping it tomorrow. We opened the pre-sale. I think there's only one left, if there's any left, which was amazing, man. It's
I want it. I want it.
You got
I'll
one?
take it. No, I want
You'll
it.
take that last spot at DM Conrad because I don't even know if there's still any available.
All right.
Conrad, put 100 up if there's none left, and put a fist if there's one left. Let's see if he's listening to me.
The real twit.
Maybe there's another answer.
Yeah.
Maybe it's option C.
It's past Conrad's bedtime.
Put a peace sign. There he is, fist. There's one left. Yeah, one left. So there you go. It's whoever can DM him the fastest. It's first come, first serve. Boom, there he is.
What up?
What up?
There's one final spot left for whoever wants it.
There you go, people. Just keep that in the back of your mind. But anyways, yeah, thanks, Luther. That was inspiring, and we were all just talking about owls. I'm like that. And at the time in my head, because I usually have like some notion of where I'm going to go with something before I start it. And I honestly was like, man, I don't know how the fuck I'm going to do an owl because I like to do, for that style specifically, I like to do the eyes kind of, a little mean like that. The one that I have up that's like an eagle. And then that's a common thing for many animals, but you can't do that with an owl because that's their main thing is they got those giant fucking alien eyes. So I was like, this is a totally different direction. So I actually, for that one, used, for the vast majority of them, it's almost all straight lines. And for the owl, I went the opposite way and it's all curved lines. There's vertical straight lines, but there's barely any angles, which is, I don't know, it was very different. It was very trippy to get all those right, which I was saying the other night, like if I had to do that physically, the amount of times I'd have to start over would be it would be almost unachievable. For me right now, for the amount of practice I have to attain that style, it's almost impossible. Because I'm on digital and I'm able to undo, try a new line, undo, try a new line, undo, try, like constantly. That's how those work because there's so much design and composition to it that, yeah, all I got to say is if anyone knows any stained glass artists out there, That's another thing I want to do is actually for people that are still interested in physicals, which, whatever, we're in the NFT world right now. It's a lot of people are like, nah, man, don't send me a physical. What am I going to do with that? But if you are, that's something that I would be open to having a stained glass artist make them, literally, if it's possible. Of course, there might be intricacies where I'm not sure, because I think there's a certain amount of like welding, and then there's a certain amount of, yeah, I think welding is the main deal to get all the metal together, and then you flood the glass in there. I mean, look, I'm just talking out of my ass. I don't know how the fuck it's done, but if someone could hit me up or if someone knows somebody, that would be dope because I'd love to get these produced.
So I brought up the Enigma. Do you want to say hello?
Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you for bringing me up. Yeah, I'm from NFP. I'm actually new to NFTs myself. Started about a month ago, and I had a lot of cousins and a lot of people I know that are artists, and like they were on foundation and all this other stuff, and so I actually started doing it myself as well. And I'm not very big on Twitter because I never used Twitter before. So I made like this account, and I'm like a mysterious, enigma and stuff. So basically, what I wanted to say was that NFP, first of all, I love the art in there. I saw it yesterday. I had to mint one myself. And so, and you guys are all talking about art in here. So I thought I'd just share my stuff as well. So is it okay if I pin something here quickly?
Yep, go for it.
So, aside from my foundation, I like turn pictures into like animated stuff. And I'm also very good, like I do like video editing. And so what I'm doing now is like making video promo videos for NFT projects. And so I pinned one of them up there, and like all I did for that one was they just sent me pictures of it and I turned it into a whole promo video and stuff. So, you know, I'm just trying to get myself out there and stuff because I'm pretty new to Twitter and NFTs. So I thought I'd just, do a little promo here. If anyone wants a video or something like that for their project, or even a follow for me would be helpful because I don't have anyone I know in the NFT space in real life except like one or two people.
I just checked it out. It's a great video. I just gave you a follow. Thanks for coming up here. Appreciate it. And that's what you got to do. Just raise your hand, start to bring awareness to what you do and how you're contributing to the space, and it'll all work out. So I appreciate you coming up here, and welcome to the NFT space. NFP is definitely an amazing project to dive in with. And thanks for being here. And also we've got, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, just thank you so much for letting me up here.
Yeah, of course. I wish we could bring more speakers up at a time. It's like super awkward to have the stage full and then 10 people raise their hand and you're like, okay, I guess I'll randomly pick some incredible artist who has a great voice and adds a lot to the conversation. Let me go ahead and remove that person to bring up, it's just, I miss Clubhouse. You could bring a lot more people up. I wanted to also say hi to Mr. Melty, who's a Nomad feature artist. Mr. Melty, Kevin, how are you, man?
What's up, y'all? I'm fucking doing great. Thanks for bringing me in. Appreciate that. Doing good, man. I'm just painting and having a beer and a margarita, chilling with my dogs. Just a typical Thursday night in the studio.
Amazing. When's your next IG live where you paint live?
When I just get the little hair to do so. Really just kind of whenever it strikes my fancy. It's all about being random with it, which is kind of fun. And I might get on more of a schedule for it this year because people seem to enjoy it. I like to, for those of you guys that don't know my artwork, I do a lot of it's like psychedelic, kind of just like off the top of my head, whatever we're feeling, kind of doodles that turn into a little bit more than a doodle. So I like to get on Instagram and go live and drink a bottle of tequila and fucking paint and see what the hell happens, you know? And something usually happens. You never strike gold, you know, you don't strike gold every time, but it's a lot of fun. But that's that. I don't know when I'm going to do it.
Well, good to connect with you. Say hi to Taylor.
I will, absolutely.
We're getting close to it. You know, we are targeting a week from tomorrow. I'm not allowed to confirm that yet, but we're targeting just over a week from now until we do our final pre-sale, which, look, this pre-sale is all about collectors that have invested in our featured artists, that have spent their money and spent their ETH in you and Wes and Luther and Parin, and the other artists for Nomad Blvd. So we want to make sure that your collectors get a chance to get a pre-sale spot and get into the community, because not get into the community, you are the community, but to get into Nomad Blvd.
Well, you guys brought me into the community, so I mean, it's just amazing to be a part of it with everybody, and to see how far this has come and how far it's taken a lot of these artists so far just by being a part of this community. So I'm stoked about it. I mean, I actually just like, I mean, the amount of artwork that I'm kind of like got on my drawing board to, you know, pump out into the NFT space is like tenfold compared to what it would have been without you guys. So thank you so much for lighting that fire under my ass to, you know, get involved in the scene and fucking go digital, baby.
And you can do both, right? You can go
absolutely.
digital. You know, that's the other thing about the NFT space. You know, I think there's some artists that I've spoken to that think it's like, you know, going to replace. I don't think it's going to replace. You know, I can't ever see Greg Overton being like, you know what? I think I'm just going to use my iPad from now on.
Totally.
Not going to happen, but it doesn't have to happen. You know,
well,
you can do both.
I saw like Chet Zar in the space over here earlier, who's one of my favorite artists. I mean, he's like an amazing oil painter of the dark arts, you know? And just to see that, like, you know, these traditional oil painters that have been, you know, in the oil painting scene or just, you know, the fine art market forever have decided to transfer over to the NFT space and, like, you know, still do both. So it's super rad to see artists like that are just doing it.
Hey, Melty.
What up? How are you?
Hey, I had to jump in because I could not resonate with that more. Like I spent like a month, because I'm an oil painter too, like yourself, and I spent like a month trying to find the right brush to get these hairs down for the nomads. Like it was such a trial and error, and it was such a you know, trying to switch over.
Are
even
you
though I've
talking
been
about
working
on
digitally,
Procreate or Photoshop, or what brushes were you using?
in Photoshop.
Right on. What did you land on? I'm just curious.
So Photoshop has oil brushes. Like I downloaded a bunch. I'm not good at customizing brushes. I'm not exactly sure how to do that, but I ended up finding one in this like mega pack, and it's an actual oil brush. So like the settings are like the method is kind of similar to how you would paint with oils. Remember how like Bob Ross would like dip his brush in the terpenoid, even though we don't use that stuff anymore because it's really bad for you. But there's like a cleansing tool for your brush in Photoshop to like, and then you can like tell it how much like load you want it, like how heavy is your brush dipped in the paint and all that stuff, and how thin it is and how much you want it to blend. So like how dry it is. It's crazy.
That's fucking awesome. I haven't like gone that far down the rabbit hole with it. I've definitely created my own brushes from textures that I've made and like scanned in from actual brush strokes. But
that's really cool.
I've never really, you know, like fucked around with it too much more than that.
I'll send you a screenshot of the brush that I found, even though you don't really have hair fur involved with your work, so it's probably not very
You never
useful.
know. The occasion might strike where I need to fucking make something fuzzy.
Yeah, fluffy, fuzzy. It's a good one for that.
But hey, also want to thank you so much for my first NFT. I feel like that's super fitting that it's from you. You know, that being involved in this project and whatnot. So thank you for that. Happy New Year.
Amazing. Yeah, so glad you got your wallet set up. because you're also going to get a Nomad when our collection drops. And yeah, that was cool. I mean, I was there not too long ago, like Hero helping me set up my wallet and all that. So I'm excited for you, and I'm glad I got to pop your wallet cherry.
Totally. And I feel like that's kind of like a message to the people that like are they're super into art and they're kind of timid to like deal with the technological fucking delay that people are experiencing with, this new frontier, to just fucking say, you know what, I'm a noob. Let's fucking figure it out.
Oh, it's all about that. And you honestly want to ask questions, because there's nothing worse than messing up and like, transferring funds to the wrong place, or, losing a piece of artwork or whatnot. So it's like, it's not worth like not asking the question. Yeah, we're all noobs, honestly. Like I still am very excited to like build a collection and all that. Like I'm still figuring it all out. So yeah, I think everyone here kind of, can attest to that too. It's like we're all learning.
Totally. I'm so stoked. But thank you again for, me being a part of it, and, bringing all these other talented artists into the whole roster involved, because I've discovered a lot of new art and I'm just fucking stoked.
Yeah, same. It is really fun to discover new art, because I feel like Instagram is no longer good at that. Like Instagram is where you go to like get sold shitty products, but like, yeah, I'm like here in Twitter, I'm just like, oh wow, like there's new artists I'm following every day, and also just being a part of these Twitter spaces, having people come up is like so awesome to hear like stories behind these artists and everything. So yeah, Wes, do you have your little hand up?
I do have my little hand
That's a
up.
little hand.
Just a tiny hand. Hey, so this is a perfect time talking about oil painting artists that are coming into the NFT space for me to introduce a new artist. I get the pleasure of introducing that is possibly well known to many people. I'm not sure. I don't know how into actual physical oil painting type of art you are into, but Gabe Leonard, who is down below as a listener, that Danny, if you wouldn't mind, or Hero, excuse me, if you wouldn't mind, bring him up. I just want to give him some
Wes,
time
you
to
just stopped
speak.
me.
Well, fuck off. Everyone knows who you are. But so I want to give him.
How dare you?
I want to give him time to speak because he basically NFT wise. So he has. I follow him on Instagram. I've been a huge fan of all of his work. And then I was walking around with Greg Bean and YVR in Denver, and we walked into a gallery, and I was like, oh shit, there's that guy. I know that guy. And it was Gabe Leonard, who is the fucking man, and his art, his work is amazing, and I'm 100% positive that he's going to crush it. So I'm working with him now. We're setting up his OpenSea. Nothing is listed yet, so you cannot go buy it just quite yet. But tomorrow it will be, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna go like fucking hotcakes. And I'm just gonna blow them up a few more times over the next few days, and I'm gonna buy one of everything that he fucking lists because it's super dope. So yeah.
Wes,
Yes.
was that the artist, that one where there was like kind of the fist fight in the bar? Was that the artist?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, that's Gabe Leonard, and he is right now. Hero, pull him up here, will you? Do we have a spot for him?
Invited him to come up here. So
I can drop out, Danny. Just go ahead, because I got to put my little one down. Thanks, guys.
Okay, yeah. Thanks, Luther, for coming up here. Everyone give Luther a follow.
Fuck yeah,
please do.
Luther's
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, good seeing you.
Thanks,
Luther.
Take care.
All right, let me see if I can. And also for anyone who's requesting to come up here, I promise I will try to get you back up here. There's only so many spots. All right, I'm going to invite him to come up here one more time. Hey, Gabe, if you can hear me, you might have to request to come up here and speak for it to work.
It's the little, and he's new to Twitter Spaces as well. He's savvy, like he's
he's new.
Savvy. But he's like, I mean, he's
well,
brand new. Twitter Spaces. This is, I think, his first night on Twitter Spaces, and yeah, with OpenSea, I mean, you know, he's new to that world, but he's a hustler. So it's like, you know, any of these other artists that I've met that I've been like, holy fuck, you got to get in here, like Greg and Senator Greaves, for example. You know, they're hustlers. They got the hustler mentality. They're not just sitting back like, I don't know, man. I'm not into it. I don't want to sell my own work. It's like, nah, baby. Let's spread it to the world. There he is, Gabe. What
Hey,
up,
welcome,
man?
welcome, Gabe. Yo, guys, what's up? Thanks, Wes. Yeah,
You're welcome,
I
man.
appreciate it. I've just been listening to this for probably since it started. I got on at 8 o'clock, and I have to say, man, this is like bananas. Like somebody mentioned my friend Chet earlier, and we're both listening to this. We're like, holy shit, you know, and I don't. So I'll give you like a short introduction of where I came from. I've been selling my art traditionally for about 23 years. I started selling my artwork in the boardwalk in Venice Beach back in 1999. I was making color copies of my artwork, my portfolio artwork at Kinko's and selling it on the sidewalk. So that's how I got started. And so I've been doing it for a long time through festivals and then eventually into galleries over the course of all these years. And when I'm listening to you guys talk, it really reminds me of these early days when I was out on the boardwalk selling and hustling this stuff. And while I was out there, there's a whole community of artists that I was selling with. And so there's this sort of really familiarity going on. It's really nostalgic for me, actually. And so I'm listening to you guys talk, and it reminds me of like talking with these other artists I used to sell my art with and sharing the secrets of where to go to sell it and where do you get your sleeves for your prints and you know all these little things that you talk to about the selling and making of your art. So you know, kudos to you guys for creating this community here. It's really, really cool. And yeah, so yeah, I don't know really what else to say other than yeah, I appreciate you bringing me on the stage here and let me say a few things. And I look forward to being a part of this. I just see this as a huge revolution in the art. This is like one of the best times I think ever to be an artist. And I've been looking at this NFT thing for a while and not really knowing how to get on board with it. You know, I feel like I'm a guy chasing a train that's leaving the station. And I got my bags and I'm running and I'm trying to jump on the caboose. You know, it's like I'm like an old guy now doing this. So it's, you know, you start feeling like, you know, when you're trying to tell your parents how to use a cell phone, it's kind of what it feels like trying to figure out how to do all this stuff. But yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy. So congratulations.
Well, when you actually do grab a hold of that train, like you actually like just get on, like I can picture that analogy like that you just kind of spoke about. Then the train kind of turns into this spaceship and flies into like another galaxy, and you know you don't have the spacesuit on. It's scary, it's dangerous, and it just doesn't end.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm familiar with all that in a sense. You know, like I said, I've taken, you know, I've lost my ass a bunch of times trying to do things business-wise, like doing trade shows and traveling all over the country and dealing with, you know, how windy is it going to be? You know, am I going to get in a fist fight when I try to set up my space in the boardwalk? Like I've got like war stories for selling artwork and producing it, you know. And the crazy thing is like I have like hundreds and hundreds of images that I've created over the last 23 years that are just like ready to plug into this. And I think I was thinking along the lines when I was been watching, like I'm not a digital artist. Like, do I have to make digital art now? Like when I first started out, the reason I started selling in the street, I came out to get into the animation industry in 1998, and it was all going digital. But I didn't have any money for a computer, so I just decided I would try to sell my art the way I could sell it, and I started selling it, you know, just to people as fine art as I was trying to get into the animation studios. And eventually I was doing better just selling my art, like color copies and prints of my artwork on the street. Then I just decided to quit trying to pursue all these other you know, art jobs. And now like 23 years later, here I am like, oh shit, I guess I should have learned how to do digital art back then, and maybe I'd be in the right spot right now. But as I get more familiar with what's going on here, like I see it's not so much really about digital art as it is about art itself. And I'm really excited to, you know, be a part of what you guys are doing. And if there's anything that, you know, I can bring to you guys as far as some of the insights and information that I have from doing it for so long, and as far as the business side of things, and even the artistic side of things. I've been doing this for a long time, and I'd be happy to help anybody out, or anything that I can do to contribute to you guys. I'm down for it. I help out other artists as much as I can when they're looking for information about how to get started selling their art, or being a career artist, all that kind of stuff. So it's really cool to find a place where everybody's really pulling their resources together and trying to figure this out. So yeah, again, thanks
So
guys.
Gabe, so Gabe, this is just amazing. I mean, we were literally in Denver 2 weeks ago, walking the streets of Denver. We walk into a gallery, Greg and Wes and I are big art lovers, and we saw a couple of artists, and then we kind of meandered through a few different rooms, and then we came into your room, and we are all like, wow. And we are all just sitting there admiring the pieces, and Wes is like, I know this guy. And now you are here in this room with us, about to start your NFT journey. To me, it's just amazing. So, I mean, the stars are aligning. You've got good people. I would be honored to be one of your collectors. So keep me in mind. I will be there to support you. I love your work. If you need anything, there's a lot of good people in this community. You can reach out to any of us. We're more than happy to help. Welcome to the family.
Oh man, thanks.
Boom.
Thank you.
Dude,
Appreciate it. It was funny when Wes first contacted me on Instagram. I think I don't know if you experienced it this way, but I've been in this grind for so long that there's people coming out of the woodwork always got something they want to throw at you. So I'm very cautious in how I entertain just about anybody that messages me, but I have a very cautious way of approaching the business side of things, because it's like somebody mentioned earlier. It's a grind. There's the world's full of snakes, and when you're on your own as an artist out there, you have to be pretty savvy, and there's a combination of things that have to happen to make it work. And somebody mentioned luck. There's some luck involved, but it's being willing. There's so many things that you don't have to worry about so much. It seems like in this NFT space, but there's so many things that also translate into how how things work business wise, how things work artistically. And I'm kind of excited, like I said, for most of the part, as the when I got off of the boardwalk and started doing it's like and then there's not so much of a community, especially when I got into galleries. I got into street festivals and art festivals, and it turned out like we were gypsies traveling around the country, and you'd see the same group of artists, and you'd hang out with them at these shows in Tucson and Austin and Dallas and Florida, Denver, you name it. We just end up showing up at the same shows all the time. So there was that community there. But when I got into the gallery scene, you're on your own, and then you're dealing with I had 30 galleries at one point all over the U.S., UK, and Canada, and it gets overwhelming, and they're all out to get what they can get from you. So I'm here for you guys on that to help you avoid those sort of things. If anything that I can do to help you guys with whatever experience and knowledge I have, I'm here for that too. So I'm kind of stammering around a little bit, but yeah, it's a little overwhelming to me actually, which is unusual.
No, Gabe, so I'll fucking take you up on that, because I've been an artist my whole life, but as a new full-time artist, so the NFT game, I came up real quick. It was like, holy shit, that was 6 months ago when I first started, and I had the luck to meet the right people, and there's people that are really, really helped me. And YVR, the guy that just said that he's going to happily be a collector of yours, that's a big fucking deal, because he has been one of the giant supporters behind me. That is the reason for my new life now. Yeah. And I'm going to help you with that. Like, there's no fucking question that you're going to succeed in the NFT world. I have no doubt. And it feels like, I've only been in it for 6 months, but 6 months is like 5 years in regular time, because this shit goes 24/7. The market don't close. Like, these spaces go till fucking 4 a.m. like often, and it's just people getting amped, and it's such a pressure cooker of information in a good way that it's so intense. So I promise you that, and I will take you up on
I've been driving myself nuts trying to learn all this new stuff, that it's like I've been watching political news to relax.
Yeah, man, you got to turn on Uncut Gems, the movie, just to fucking calm down. But it's like,
Good call.
I promise you that you will be a success in the NFT world, and I'm going to see to it that you do everything the way that I would do it if I could start over again, which is similar to the way that it happened in the first place. And I will personally take you up on the outside of the NFT world art game, because that is new to me. And I even know work in digital. I think, like we talked about, some galleries are going to start doing transitional stuff that they're going to have to move to digital and how they're going to
Well, yeah,
navigate it.
I can tell you all about galleries and what's going to motivate them. And I've been trying to talk to galleries to figure out how to do this, and they're dinosaurs. They don't understand it. They don't get it. But I can tell you what they do understand is money. And so if you start making some money in this, they're going to want to get involved, and then you can start bringing them on board. But I, I don't know what they're going to do, to be honest with you.
I mean,
Galleries are a whole other world. So
the good news is, when you see how much money there is to be made in this world of NFTs, and how quickly it happens, and how independently, how autonomous it is through even just OpenSea only, like, they'll see you and you'll tell them that, and they'll be like, "Holy shit!" and they'll get their act in line. If I had to bet,
they'll see the opportunity to, because we're going to be bringing them business. And the good thing about galleries is that you have a physical presence in the world. Like, you wouldn't have really noticed my work. It wouldn't have rung a bell if you hadn't walked into a gallery and saw it in the real world. So
right.
there is an advantage to having something in the analog world. Navigating that space is a trick. And I want you guys to feel like I'm a resource here for that. And anything else you think that I might have some knowledge about, I'm an open book. So, I give my information away to anybody freely, because it's, people ask me for all kinds of information, that are coming up, and I give it out, and some people listen and some people don't. And I do live streams on YouTube where I talk about my entire career and how I did things, how I learned how to sell my artwork, how I learned how to negotiate prices, how I failed, and what kind of risks I took, and all these different, just anything you can think of, I've done it.
Dude, I'm going to be bringing some galleries into this NFT world pretty soon. I've actually been talking to my gallery. I show at some pretty big galleries in Durango and Santa Fe. I've been doing the gallery thing. What's up, Gabe? This is Greg.
Oh, is this Greg? Oh,
yeah.
I love your art, man. It's good to meet you.
Dude, thanks, man. I haven't seen your stuff, but welcome to the space, man. If Wes brought you in here, dude, that's the man. That's who brought me in here too, and helped me out and getting me started, and dude, just hit the ground running. So listen to this motherfucker right here, dude. Wes Henry, dude, thanks for everything you did, man. I really appreciate you. But
Greg, you're the fucking man, dude.
You the man. How can I be the man when you the man? But you guys, we're forming a crew. We're getting these gangs together, and like I keep saying, taking this shit over, taking it back. And what I think, like, the galleries are going to benefit from is using NFTs as a certificate of authenticity.
That's exactly what I've been thinking. Yeah, exactly.
Like, check this out, dude. Here's what I was thinking. I was talking to my gallery the other day, and I'm doing some meetings with them really soon about how to bring them into the NFT space, because they're going to be losing their fucking artists if they don't.
So I want to second that. It's like, I have a hard time talking to galleries because I don't know much about it. So the more that those of us that are working with galleries understand how to talk about it and what it is, the easier it will be to bring them in on board if that's what you guys are wanting to do. And they do.
Well, we should all. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, like I said, they have the thing about galleries are great is that they have a dedicated staff to facilitate sales and help promote the work, and they have a space to do physical shows and events. So imagine having like a spaces like this where you not only just have it on spaces, but then you have an event at a gallery. You bring this venue into a physical presence.
Oh, dude, I'm having all kinds of ideas right now. I mean, yeah, dude, that would be amazing. Think about it, if we could all do like a group show and sell NFTs and kind of prints, NFTs, original paintings, bring together big time collectors and just have a fucking party, dude. Like, where should we do this? What city are we going to choose? Is it going to be in the metaverse?
So as you say that, actually, Greg Bean and YVR, I know Greg Bean specifically, who lives here in Denver with where I live as well,
Is that
has
the
been
Greg you were
talking
talking
about.
about that you're hanging out at the gallery with?
Yes, same
Okay.
guy. So he's a big collector, and he's the fucking man. And he is all about doing some big shit. Like there's a Meow Wolf out here, which is
in Denver.
Yeah, in Denver, it's a
I didn't know
giant
that.
ass thing. So he's thinking about doing something. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know how specific or what I can give details.
We have some big plans.
Dude, put me in touch with that motherfucker. I used to design haunted houses. I've fucking work on some Meow Wolf shit, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, all I know is there's big shit that we want to do. That I mean, everything. That all of this, man. 2022 is going to be fucking crazy. Like the amount of artist power that we have now in these, like Nomad and all of that whole crew and all the people up here that we're talking now. Like this is a large percentage of like dope selling artists, and I feel like we're going to be able to throw our own events and do some crazy shit this year.
Nomad, no limits, motherfucker. Dude, like imagine this, like a physical space that also translates into the metaverse where you put these glasses on and then all of a sudden you can see all this meta shit, dude. Like I used to do 3D haunted houses where you put these 3D glasses on and do the fucking, and the art would jump off the walls at you like 3 feet off the walls and recede 3 feet back into the walls. I did this project in Hong Kong that was insane, dude. Like doing art installations and shows like that is a lot of fun, and with the technology and the access to different artists now, man, it's exciting, dude. I was gonna say we should make a place that's actually like a physical place and a metaverse place called Nomad Boulevard that actually has murals, like digital murals by all these different artists that you can only get access to if you buy these certain NFTs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, because that's
meeting and kind of kick these ideas around, man. We're taking over.
Hey guys, I want to like bow out here real quick. I'm gonna give the stage up to somebody else. I want to say thank you for bringing me on, Wes. I really appreciate you introducing me to this crew here, and I look forward to learning as much as I can from you guys. And I'll probably, want to be participating as a listener and just paying attention to what's going on. And I continue to produce my own artwork. And like I said, anything, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, or you can email me, or I have all the social media. You can contact me there too. So anything I can do to help, let me know. Otherwise, I'm eager to learn from you guys. So thanks again.
Fuck yeah,
Good having you, Gabe.
All right, I'll see you guys later.
Later, dude.
Greg, I'm from Santa Fe, and I have fangirled out on your work many times, and I am so honored to see you in here.
Oh, thanks. You're from Santa Fe, so you see my shit in the galleries down there for a while?
I do, yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, I show up at a pop gallery, man, and your work stands out. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I love Santa Fe. It's so much fun going down there. Like sometimes you show up and you just drink too much and party too much, and then you're like, oh fuck, I gotta work too.
Oh, so accurate. What gallery are you in right now over in Santa Fe?
God, I was showing with Mountain Trails for years. I think I started out in that space when they were Sage Creek. Do you remember that gallery?
Oh yeah, of course.
And then they sold it to that space on the plaza, which was a really nice space. And they sold it to a friend of mine, Kevin, who owned it for, God, about 7 years. And then they just sold it to Vic Payne, who I tried to make a deal with, and he wouldn't give me the money I was asking for. And so I decided to go with Sorrel Sky because I'm on an exclusive with them, and they buy my paintings from me rather than consignment. So they're really cool, and they do a lot of advertising for me, and they let me do whatever the fuck I want. So go over and check out Sorrel Sky. They're in Durango and Santa Fe. So I'm having a lot more fun there because they kind of let me take the gloves off and just fucking slug it out, which is what I like to do.
I love that. That's really important.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. What up, Kate?
What up? How is everybody today?
Real good. By the way, Greg, it's funny because as I was listening to Gabe tells some stories, or just the way that he not necessarily the way he talks, but kind of like his background and where he comes from, and the fact that he's a oil painter in galleries. I'm like, there's so much overlap between you, Greg, and Gabe. It's I was like, these guys are gonna have like war stories or some shit. It's gonna be crazy to listen
I
to
know.
them
I
both
was kind
talk.
of bummed that he left right when I come up on the mic. He bailed. I was like, "Oh, dude, come on, man. We got bullshit. You got some stories. I got some stories. You know, we all gotta like get together and do some projects of IRL, man. You know,
dude. This is the year where, like, the best part of it is I mean, Nomad's going to be doing giant shit, so we have a mothership that we can all kind of, jump on and do things with when it makes sense, when Hero will have us, and so on and so forth. But at the same time, with that, and even separate from it, I have no fucking idea. It's whatever we can come up with. So like, if we have a big enough, like, that's the thing with Nomad has enough power because they have such a nice roster of artists that they
are they
can
going
do
to
all kinds
draft
of
me? That's
crazy
what the
shit.
fuck I want to know. Am I on the fucking team or what? I've been over
Yeah,
here
Hero.
entertaining people. You guys going to hook me up?
Greg,
Like, you want me in this fucking game, don't you?
Greg, did you get my DM like 20 minutes ago?
No, I'm too
So
busy drinking, man.
I was trying
Boom.
I was trying to bring you up on stage, and it kept showing an error message, and I'm
Oh,
like,
my phone was dying, bro. My phone
I know,
fucking
and I'm
died a
like,
couple times.
I know, and then you requested a couple times. I kept trying to bring you up. It said error, and I'm like, holy shit, this guy might come out to LA and like take me out. And then I'm like, all right, well, yeah, you
Like,
are
I'm getting pissed off over here, man. No, I'm retired. I'm retired, man. My street fighting days are over. No
we're gonna
more.
get you in the mix. We're gonna get you in the mix, Greg, and we're gonna get you in the mix, Senator Greaves and Kate, and so many unbelievable artists that we didn't get to include in the first round. Like, we're gonna make something work for after we sell out next week and after we get to phase 2. So just stay with us. You're already in anyway, right? But we're gonna make a bunch of stuff happen. Also, I want to let everyone know that we're just finalizing the date of our launch party. So it's probably going to be happening at the end of January. I'll let everyone know. We definitely want you to be with us, and we're also going to be doing another party for ETH Denver,
Whoop, whoop.
and that's going to probably be like either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday of that following week after ETH Denver starts. So a lot
And
of
when
stuff
the
coming
fuck
up,
are
a
the
lot of
Broncos
announcements.
gonna get a fucking quarterback? That's what I want to know. Fucking Broncos fan over here going, "What the fuck, Elway? You don't want nobody to break your records? What's up?" I think that's his fucking deal. No, you guys, I have this fucking idea that I've been working on this series of paintings in this kind of creepy ghost world that's like too much for galleries, but I think it might work with the Nomad Boulevard. You know that fucking Tree of Blood and Souls? Are you hearing this?
Yes.
That shit, dude. But I've got the Horse of Broken Treaties. It's this like undead revenant horse with this native warrior on it. And the Nomad thing goes along really good with the native thing. And he's all made of like twisted metal and broken wood and broken treaties and American flags and fucking life and death. And he's walking through this petrified graveyard of fucking buffalo corpses, right? So it's pretty fucking creepy, dude. Yeah, I used to design haunted houses. I'm good at this shit. I got the dark gift. But anyway,
Dude, I
want to
love it.
make like an animated NFT of this guy. And I'm selling some of this shit to Skinwalker Ranch owner and the show if they'll fucking pay me the money I'm asking for. But yeah, I think it'd be a project that would be right up your alley or fucking Boulevard or however the case may be, you know?
Let's do it.
Yeah, dude. Greg, are you coming out to ETH Denver?
I don't know what that is. It's the first I've heard of that. What is it?
So in February, I think it's like the 11th to the 20th. I think those are the dates, something like that. It's another NFT event that's in Denver, and so Hero's coming up here. He called dibs crashing at my crib. I can really only fit one, and then Greg Bean has a giant fucking crib with horses and shit where people can fucking chill, and I don't know how that's.
I'll stay there. If you'll let me stay there, I'll roll.
I already called dibs on that, buddy.
I'll crash with the horses. It's fine.
But I'm saying, like, you should come out to that. So I think I'm gonna be at, because we got to do the Super Bowl show. So we'll be at Snoop's fucking
Dude, that's
compound.
gonna be such a fucking blast. Can you
Yeah,
wait for that?
it's gonna be insane. But as soon as it's over, we're getting on. Everyone in that crew is getting on planes and coming to Denver to be a part of this. So we might not be back till, like, I guess that's like what, Valentine's Day or some shit. Somewhere around there we'll be back. And then yeah, ETH Denver, dude. Who the fuck knows what it's gonna be as far as the venue, but it's almost one of those, like, who gives a shit? Let's just all come here, and, like, Heroes throwing a party, there'll be a Nomad party, and we'll all just make our own dope things, even if it sucks. Who cares?
Fuck yeah, dude, I'm
100% there.
down. Let's
Let's
fucking do some
fucking do it.
collabs. Do some collabs and some cocaine.
I think we'll just be drinking in the
Not
Rhino
necessarily
District.
in that order.
Let's go to just drinking and not cooking.
Hey, Greg, can I ask you a question about your art, Greg?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
How did you come to make all these beautiful portraits of Native Americans?
Well, dude, like, I mean, shit, I've been doing it since I was 8 years old. Just, if you look at the shit I was doing in fucking third grade, I was real serious, dude. Like, if you go to my Instagram and scroll back a little ways, there's some of my third grade, my fourth grade art, and it is no joke in the same style that I'm doing today. So, I mean, like, some of these Lakotas that I've hung out with up in South Dakota told me I'm a reincarnated Lakota and shit. That's coming from them, not me. But, you know, I just have felt it my whole life, man. You know what I mean? Just love that fucking culture, everything about it.
Do you live where do you live?
I'm in Salt Lake. Been in Salt Lake my whole fucking life.
That's cool. So you align with Native American ideologies, and your art also transcends their, kind of artistry as well. So that's pretty cool.
Man. I've been lucky. Like, I had a lot of Navajo friends in elementary school. Some of my best friends were Navajos. There was kind of like a student exchange program. So I just got a lot of exposure to that culture from a real young age. And then I started going to powwows when I was like 19 or 20. And I travel around and go to, I'm lucky I get to go to ceremonies because they know I'm sincere. So they'll invite you out and share their culture. They're really generous, giving, humorous, amazing people, and they just have everything to teach us. So I just feel like, dude, it's everything we're missing in our society. They have it,
Sure, yeah. I mean, I definitely identify strongly with the Native American ideologies and respect that. I want to actually, I'm going to hijack your room real quick. I want to talk to NFP, Non-Fungible People. Congrats on the sold out show. Are you here? I want to talk to whoever is repping that company right now.
Thank you. We're very excited for the sellout.
So cool. P.S. Like, I'd love to eventually get a nomadic Daz creature going, but we can talk about that some other time. I love everything that you guys did in this drop, and so excited for the reveal coming up in a couple of days. Does everyone here know about it? I would love to take a second and kind of prop this one up. I think that straight up, like, I think that hyper realistic avatars are going to be what really brings in the early majority. So, and I think that, like, so much of like what we need is like education, and I think a lot of like the next influencers are going to be in these like hyper realistic avatar forms, and I think that, like, it's so cool to see you guys doing it with Daz, and it's interesting to like watch us like kind of like not dumb it down, but like bring in these tools that are necessary to, I think, allow for the majority to absorb these like larger new concepts, which are, I think, at the end of the day, like pretty elementary when we start to talk about like Web 1, Web 2, Web 3.
Yeah, we're definitely, having our it's very unique, right? Because you see just the PFP, so it looks like it's a headshot, right? But when you get your NFP, you're going to get the full 3D full body model that goes with it. And so there's been a few that we've posted on our Twitter, and we just posted one in our Discord earlier this evening, where you see it zoom in and zoom out. So you'll see just the, the PFP, but then it zooms out. So you'll see the full body that's posed. And so one thing that we'll be doing moving forward is we're creating, tutorials on how you'll be able to use these NFPs, whether it's how to use them in DAZ, how to turn your NFP, how to become your NFP in a Google or video chat, how to take it into Unity or Unreal, and then hosting other workshops, because we have amazing artists from DAZ, and I see a handful of them on this space, and a huge shout out to all of them who have, they've been in our Discord talking through how to use all the materials. They've created a lot of the different one of ones and all of a bunch of the art that's being used, and it's just an amazing artist community, and we're very excited for reveal in about 10 days. Exact date TBD, but about 10 days as we count down, and can't wait to see what everyone gets.
Yeah, it's so cool. And you guys have a pretty big ecosystem and like fan base of designers and people that are already using your software, right? Like it's probably like 100,000. Is that correct? In DAZ Studio and stuff.
Yeah, we have a whole artist community already using DAZ, and there's a whole section in our Discord too, to that talks about DAZ and how to use it, and there's some people walking you through how to use it. I saw Cake One Wave. She's one of the artists, and she's done a lot of work on these NFPs, along with we have Lioness, and there were a few other who were on earlier. I don't see them at the moment, but I just want to make sure I shout out to everyone. So if I miss your name, I'm not doing it on purpose. I just don't see you in the scroll. But thank you all, because the artwork you've created, and Dave is on listening as well. He's QAing all of these amazing characters, so they'll be perfect for when you guys get to see them at reveal. But yeah, definitely it's a full community.
So cool. And before I throw it back to these hosts here, what's your name?
I'm Morgan. My Discord, I'm Momil, and in Twitter it's ML Milovich. So, but I'm joining from the Non-Fungible people
Cool.
Twitter account tonight.
Love it, Morgan. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, James.
Yeah, I'll just
How
say
are
really
you,
quick. Just real
What up,
quick,
James?
So we opened up the night, kind of announcing a partnership and a cross promo between Non-Fungible people and Nomad Blvd. When we all met up in Miami, we kind of all hit it off immediately, and values aligned, mission aligned. Nomad has a roster of 50% women, over 50% are identifying as underrepresented. And, the mission of Non-Fungible people and what they stand for, it's just, that's one of the pillars of how we make decisions at our company. So it's kind of a no-brainer. We created a POAP that people can get by going in our Discord, and we're going to use that POAP to raffle pre-sale spots for Nomad, as well as NFT fine art that we're going to be raffling out to the community. We've been doing a lot of that with, works from Brian Morris and Wes and Claire, Alio Siren. We're going to be doing stuff with Mr. Melty and Luther and everyone. And, Greg Overton, Kate, Senator Greaves, other people in this space, we want to include in the next rendition of Nomad and keep building up this artist community together. And I've already spoken to Preston a couple of times, but as soon as we sell out in approximately a week and we get into phase 2 and we start to have our serious conversation about what's next with motion and emotion, metaverse assets, cross chain. We're going to talk to Preston and find a way to partner moving forward. So, let's see what happens. There's a lot that's going to happen between now and tomorrow and the next day, but I agree with everything that you said, James. I think the next frontier includes what NFP is already way ahead of, and we want to be there as well.
Cool. I mean,
Ooh, Senator, I'm so glad that you're on the lineup. I love your artwork.
Fuck yeah, the Senator's the man. He's up for re-election in
Truly,
2022.
man.
You guys, I forgot to mention a dude that works with Gary V got a hold of me today about some generative projects. So let's all fucking collab on some of that shit. Because if we could do some, I'm thinking about doing some portraits of kind of just major influencers and shit like Elon Musk and Gary V and just different kind of pop icons. So I love that fucking term motion and emotion, where things are headed. You guys, this shit's so exciting. Let's get this. That's what I'm saying.
Will you paint them in like a blanket designed by them, like with their logo?
I mean, you know what I'm gonna do is
I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you.
Now I'm messing with you. But what I'm gonna do is like kind of research everybody's histories. Like if you guys follow me on Instagram and see the portrait I'm doing of Joe Rogan right now, which is gonna go to his house or studio next week, by the fucking way. It just like it tells his whole kind of story. Do you know what I mean? And I'm trying to do the same thing with the Snoop Dogg portrait, and I'm painting one of Eminem and Dr. Dre that you guys are going to get to see down at the party. And I'm going to just kind of take this idea and, you know what I mean? Just do some cool, really just different stuff. And then I'm going to bring it back to the native genre and kind of start doing some backgrounds, telling the history of some of like Sitting Bull. I've got some pieces that kind of, they're like narrative pieces that will engage you a little bit more. I'm going to animate some of them, add special effects, music. It's just going to be a lot of fun, you guys. How many people we get to network with and fucking collaborate with. I mean, I love collaborations, you guys. Anybody wants to fucking do a collaboration, I'm all about it right now. So hit me up.
Hey, I want to take a second and jump in and say hi to Kate. I didn't realize she was in the NFT world at all. I've been following her for, I think we were both in the same magazine at one point.
I think we were.
And that's how, and I've been following you ever since. And when I saw you pop in tonight, like, no way, is that Kate Sam? No way. Check out your art. Holy shit, that's her. So I had to take this opportunity to say hi.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you in here too, man. It's been ages.
Cool so cool that we're still falling into the same pot.
Wes knows everybody. He's fucking been everywhere too. Shit.
No, I mean, we followed each other on Facebook for a long time.
Yeah, that had to have been 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, wow. Anyways. How's the NFT world been treating you, man?
It's been outstanding.
So far, because your work is splendid. Always loved your work.
Right back at you. And I had another geek out moment tonight that stemmed from this room. Chet Zar followed me. I had to look at that 5 different times. Is that Chet? That's Chet Zar? No way. So, anyways, it's been a big evening for me over here.
Oh yeah, no, he's big in this space. He's wonderful.
I tried to bring Chet up. I invited him, but he was just playing it cool. Didn't even click anything. Just kind of stayed down there. So, Chet, if you want to come up, request to speak, and I'll bring you up.
Oh, nice to meet
I also want to say what's up to Kate. I saw one of your paintings at Anthony Sherd's show that I was also a part of, and I was just fucking like looking at that thing forever. Your little decomposing fox was rad as shit. So wanted to say what's up. Honored. I'm also in New Mexico. So
yes, are you? I didn't see you at the show, and I wasn't sure if you were there, if you were in Colorado.
You know what? I was there a little early because I had to, I had to get to the monster truck rally.
The monster truck, I love that.
Yeah.
Where you at in New Mexico, bro?
Yes.
we had to go drink some fucking beers and get all like fucking high on some fumes.
Sunday. That's
Yeah.
amazing. I love it.
It was a ton of fun. But yeah, I just wanted to say what's up. I love your work.
Dude, I saw your work over at
Super
Anthony's
rad.
gallery too, and I swooned. I just stared at it for so long. Your work is amazing. Your
It's
detail
weird.
work is so on point. No, I mean, it's just
Thank you so much.
blew me
Appreciate it.
away. Your color choice, everything about your work is just so moving.
Appreciate that. It's fun. I love to do it. Just
You
keeps
can
me
tell.
hypnotic.
No, you can tell you enjoy it, and that's what's so brilliant about your work is that you can tell how much you enjoy it.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun over here at the Melty Studio.
Oh, I bet. Hillary Lauer actually shouted you out to me when I showed her the list of the Anthony Hurd Gallery, and she was the one who just fangirled on you
Oh, right on.
quite a
I love
bit.
that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
exciting.
she's.
Anthony Hurd's bringing in some amazing artists.
Oh
So
my
if anybody
gosh,
else is in
yes.
Albuquerque, he's usually got a show going on. It's worth the pop by for sure.
Yeah, and he's such a good guy. Like his work,
For
chef's
real.
kiss. His work is so good.
Phenomenal person too.
Oh yes, absolutely. Like that space is wonderful. I love that space. Dude,
Fuck
I
yeah.
was so honored to be in a show with you. I was so honored. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
and that's what's so exciting about this whole community is that like I foresee many more shows go down where like we all start to know each other, and once you hear somebody's name or you get introduced to somebody, you just see them 10 times more after that.
Yes, it's so true. And I now that I know where you are on Twitter, I am following you because I tried to find you on here during the show and I couldn't find you.
I know I'm absolute shit at Twitter. I just started this thing, so that's my bad.
Well, we can work on that.
Totally.
So
Well,
good to
thanks
see you,
for
man.
saying what's up and following my mumbles on here.
I love it. I love it. No, I'm so glad that you're in this group, man. Both of you, Senator, Mr. Melty, I mean, Wes, like all of you, Greg, I am so floored by this lineup. This is amazing. Just absolutely blown away. All of you guys are so just heavy hitters. I'm excited to see where this goes. This is going to be incredible.
2022, baby. This is the year. Like this is, I don't know. Last year was crazy, and I think for anyone in the NFT space, it was like, you didn't have a full year in it. It was like at some point you jumped into the stream and got swept away with in a positive way. And this year we're like right out the gate, and I'm just so fucking excited for all this. It's going to be an amazing year.
Let's go.
Welcome to the ride.
Fuck yeah, dude. It's like your first year boxing. You're just getting hit left and right, trying to survive. Now you got your feet under you. You're landing some punches. Fucking looking cool. Getting some style points. Let's go.
Yeah, by the way.
Still training? You still training, Wes?
I mean, dude, I'd love to sit. So I'm staying in shape, or I should say, actually, I'm getting back in shape because I got real doughy when I was just sitting
you
around.
got tired snowboarding. Admit it.
Well, 100%.
You drank too
dude,
much.
That, like,
smoked too much weed.
I mean, that snowboarding beat me up where I was like, this is unacceptable. I need to be able to go 3-4 days in a row and be like good to go all day. So I'm getting back in good shape now, but I want to get in fighter shape, for the summer. So I found some gyms out here, but I haven't joined one yet. But that's like, once I establish some semblance of a schedule as to how like the cadence of life is going to be when this new dream of a fucking full-time artist life that I mean this is kind of an excuse
the one you're
of
already
bullshit,
living, you mean?
Right, yes, exactly, but like once I kind of understand that cadence more, I can be like, all right, this is my gym, these are the hours when I can go, here's the guy that's going to train me, that kind of thing. And I'm definitely gonna, I mean, this year 100% I'm getting back into it because just the NFT thing threw me off. Starting in Chicago like 5-6 months ago, I was like, my brain just went to like mush as to like, oh my God, I'm glued to the screen fucking all day. But 100% I'm coming back, dude. Don't you worry.
Dude, you know what you got to do is get you a fucking heavy bag, a Wave Master, whatever you got room for, and just hit that motherfucker 10 rounds a day the way to do it is just solo training. I mean, most of my training has been just getting out in the yard every fucking morning and hitting that bag for 10 rounds. You wrap your hands, put on the gloves, put on some music, and start slugging that motherfucker. Dude, that's how you get in shape. Do push-ups in between rounds. You
Yeah,
go
I
in the
mean,
fucking
I
gym,
feel
you're
that.
gonna whoop some ass.
I mean, I'm in a condo, like on the 16th floor, but luckily in this building, there's a gym and there's another like just open studio that has a bag. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna get it all in line, get it going. One day we're
Dude,
gonna spar, and you're gonna beat the shit out of me, but it'll be fucking sweet.
you know what a double end bag is? You know what those are?
I
The ones
do,
on the
absolutely.
get one
Tough
of
for
those,
timing.
fucking hang it in your doorway, bro. Those are the fucking they're the best tool, like for
Oh
your
yeah,
timing and
that
shit.
yeah, timing all day, dude.
Your
I'm
Yeah.
neighbors
very
must love
familiar.
you.
Head movement. Like you know, your heavy bag is more for your power, but you gotta get that timing, your precision. That's really
No,
where it's at.
I mean, I would not consider myself a rookie anymore. I'm very familiar with the double end, dude. That's where it's at.
Yeah, I mean, I love that bag. I'm not bragging, but I'm pretty good with that motherfucker. I've been playing with those for like 30 years, dude.
I want to
Love
see this
those.
sparring match go down and fucking like we can all bet an NFT
We
on it
gotta,
or
but
something.
we gotta do an exhibition match, bro. That's what would
Well,
be fun.
it's not going to
Is get a
be a good
ring
bet.
and
I
get
mean,
some
he's just
bet,
going to,
get some people betting some money, and just you know what I
dude.
mean.
It's not going to
We're
be
betting
good because
NFTs.
you're just going to beat my ass. Like I'm
Betting
positive
some
because
NFTs.
you're.
Let's get Jake Paul over here, and I'll challenge him, and he'll beat the shit out of me, but we'll make some money.
Oof.
That's what be like.
That is
Come on,
rough.
man. I'm 50 years old. You gonna fight me? Come on. I don't care.
Then you'll knock him out, Greg. You'll knock him out.
I don't know. That fool's in shape, dude. Like he's a killer, dude. That dude. I mean, he's no joke. You know what I mean? I mean, dude. I've been like maybe if I was his age in my prime, I think I'd fuck him up just between you and me. But you know, it's been a while. I still train, but you know how it is. Maybe you don't. You will though.
By the way, to switch subjects, NFP. I just bought one of your what mint passes on secondary on OpenSea because I want one of these. I agree with what James was saying. I've listened to him and his kind of advice, and I even saw he wrote about this kind of like what he thinks the future of NFTs are going to be, and the fact that the overlap into the metaverse with high resolution avatar art being a big deal. I want in, so now I'm in, and I'm pumped.
Good,
Awesome.
well
Well,
done, Wes.
welcome. Oh, go ahead, Senator. Sorry, just want to say welcome. Glad to have you in the community.
Thank you.
I was just
Wes,
going to say the same thing. Well done, Wes. It's a wise investment.
I said, Wes, you got to read my stream earlier. I could have saved you some money.
Oh, you guys, I didn't tell you about the collab I'm dropping tomorrow night. I'm getting back on the fucking dropping some collabs. Going to be dropping a collab and an original piece every week. I'm dropping a collab with Gazelle tomorrow, so you guys check that out. I'm going to be doing another Twitter Spaces. She did a dope rendition of one of my samurais, which is just cool as fuck. So I hope you guys like that. And me and Wes are doing another collab. I did a killer collab with Early Worm, and so we got a few things going on in the fucking collab department. And you guys, like I said, I'm gonna drop some fucking bombs. I've been working on some shit with this AI company from fucking Israel. I got some crazy shit to show you, which is so just go follow me on Twitter. You guys are gonna love it.
All right, we have some new people on the stage. Gazelle, I've been trying to get you up here, so I'm glad you finally accepted. That's so awesome. You're doing a collab with Greg, so I'd love to meet you and love to hear about it. I also want to introduce Marav and Javier, who just came up here. So please unmute and join in the conversation. We want to hear from you. But Gazelle, can you tell us a little bit about you and your craft, how you met Greg, what you're doing? Talk to us.
Hello, and Really, I'm so glad to be here with all of you again. And Greg Overton is one of the best good humor artists that I found, and I'm so glad to having that fantastic, amazing collaboration with you. Thank you so much for all the support, Wes and Nomad Boulevard. Absolutely, for hosting this kind of spaces. Thank you so much for having me too.
Yeah, hell yeah, you guys go check out the collab. You'll dig it. It's crazy.
Where do we look for it?
It's pinned, man. I saw it a minute ago.
Your work is
right
amazing.
Oh yeah, I see it. It's like number 5 from the left that I see.
Because your work is amazing. I love it. This is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's dope. Can I ask how you, Gazelle, you don't have to get into crazy detail, but just how do you produce that? Because there's like a level of, it doesn't seem that random, but it seems like it's somehow like AI generated, as well as there's obviously like symmetry applied to it as well. How do you do that?
So, well, at first, thank you, Wes, for asking this question. But at first, I want to say thank you for choosing this piece, because I created 3 pieces, and for having more options with Greg, and we choose that one finally. But yeah, you know. I'm an electronic engineer, and all the time I'm trying to combine all the engineering education that I study and that field of my mind with the art. And this is why I choose to being as an NFT artist in digital field, and I'm keep going in this field, and I will be in Florida next summer for studying in visual art and game design. And so this part of my life you can see in my arts. So this is the generative AI, as you said, Wes. Yeah, correct. But I drawing at first on my iPad with the piece that I want to, for example, collaborate, or my portrait, or another piece that I want to just expand on it. At first, I'm trying to draw on my iPad as a sketches, and then I will convert into computer for using some Adobe's, as all of you know, and maybe much better than me. And yeah, and it's not random, but it's just, I don't know, but it came from my hallucination, I think, because I trying to imagine at first the piece that I want to create, and the character that I want to express my feeling and emotion by that character. And then I starting to draw and try to just figure out and reach out, how can I show that character or imagination in my mind on the on one picture or one image. So yeah, I started to showing my emotion and feelings, my thoughts by my self portrait when I started to drawing for first time. And I kept that on my self portrait for a while, but I think after since 2020, I started slowly to characterizing another imagination of mine, aspect of my self portrait. And yeah, this is the piece that the Gary Overton create, and I put my style and my imagination on it. And as you can see, it's the I wanted to keep that the color which the Greg wanted to this samurai had, and it's the red one. And I hope that you enjoy, all of you guys. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah, yeah. I love what you did with it. Dude, while she's talking, how she brings up that she has an engineering background, shit's going through my mind like future NFT project, right? Kind of looks like an anime. You zoom in on it. It's this samurai armor suit, and then it kind of breaks apart, and you see how it's all put together, like schematically. Blueprints fucking turns all weird and 3D, like Senator Greaves collaborates, Wes Henry collaborates, Gazelle collaborates, and we all design this fucking virtual suit of crazy samurai armor. While I'm painting this armor, I kind of imagine myself as an armor maker back in like medieval Japan, right? I mean, think about that, dude. Like for a video game NFT, because there's going to be crazy video NFT video games. Doesn't that sound cool? Or am I tripping?
Because since I remember myself, I remember myself front of computer because I started to playing the video game and spending my time front of computer as for video games since I was 3 years old. Sorry. And my father is electronic engineers too, and his fault that I'm stuck in electronic engineer. I have two bachelors, and one of them is electronic engineer. Another it's the HSC. It's the qualification control or the quality control of the engineering field, and the master degree of technology. So I want to just combine all of them to the art, and I choose to study in studio art, which is included by animation, game character designing, and visual art. So we will see, but the technology field of the art is really amazing, and
yeah, we all gotta design a fucking NFT video game together and make some real money. What do you guys think?
Thank you so much. I love you so much. You are one of the best and good human, generous and humble. Thank you so much. And that was amazing opportunity and experience that I have with you, that I had with you for collaborating with you. That's the amazing. I'm really appreciated. Love you all.
Yeah, thanks. Good job on that.
So Gazelle, I was just looking at some of your work. It's just absolutely amazing that the Holy Bull market piece you have. Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, Crypto Painter is one of my collector and supporter both two of that pieces before I dropping them. But yeah, bull market is for Conquer, and I will he will he will have that one. The Conquer, I don't know he's here or not, but he is the one of the best friend of mine and best coordinator in the back channel. And I wanted to say thank you to him for all the efforts that he's done for me. And yes, yeah, that piece is for him.
So Conrad, you lucky bastard.
Oh, he's here. So okay.
These color choices are brilliant.
Thank you
you have
so
a
much.
real eye for, I mean, your compositions are incredible. Your color choices are just startlingly beautiful.
Thank you so much. It's too psychedelic, but I
no, it's not. It's gorgeous.
Too psychedelic. That's not a thing. It's not psychedelic enough. There ain't no such thing as too psychedelic.
Too psychedelic because I'm home and I didn't use anything, so it came from sober part of mine. So it's
okay, that's
too
why it's
psychedelic.
too psychedelic.
Yeah. No, but I mean, you have a real eye for composition and a real eye for color design. These are gorgeous.
Yeah, they look like, it's, I mean, they're, the word I would say was like badass. Like, it's like the symmetry works in a way that, it doesn't, like, I don't even know how to describe
Dude,
this
it's like
because
if
it's
some aliens got a hold of some samurai
yeah,
armor and then upgraded
yeah,
it
yeah,
and
It's
then
man. It
fucking
it's
is.
brought
It's
it
like
back
symmetry
to
without
Earth
aliens.
looking
and just whooped
symmetrical.
everybody's ass. Yeah, it's like
It's
that.
like
The
and it's
Predator Samurai, dude.
Hey,
yeah, and
real
That's
quick, I
the
got to jump
video
in.
game right there.
I got to jump in. I got to jump in real quick. So listen, it's 11:11. We're gonna keep the room going, but I want to send a special thank you to Morgan, NFP. She has the NFP logo. She's on stage. She's been with us for 3 hours. She's part of the heart and soul of that project. You did it. You really did it, and we appreciate you being here. We appreciate this partnership, and this is going to be the first of many things we do together. So I just wanted to thank you so much for coming on stage, and you're welcome to stay, but I know you're probably needed back with the community because you're 24/7 at this point.
Thank you. It's been great being on this space, and it was great talking with you. And I look forward to many, many more conversations and looking forward to everything the future has in store. Thank you for all of your support for our NFP launch, and wishing you the best of luck on your launch and a quick sellout. And I can't wait to see what comes next with phase 2 and everything else along the way. Thank you again for having us. Thank you to the whole NFP community and crew that's still on with us as well. And then thank you to the Nomad Blvd community. Thank you for having us. This has been absolutely fantastic. I am going to hop off. This has been great. Thank you so much for having us. It's been wonderful. And I look forward to joining more in the future. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you,
Take care,
Morgan.
Morgan.
Thank you. Bye.
Whoop, whoop.